Hey guys, today we are being sponsored by Dread Nation, an explosive novel from Justina, Ireland, where race, humanity, and survival meet. Jane is one of the black and brown girls forced to attend a combat training that prepares her to fight the unthinkable, Confederate and Union soldiers who rose from the dead post-Civil War. Rise up in this alternate history universe where fighting the undead is easy, but fighting for freedom is another story. I've heard tons of this about this book,
yeah,
actually,
me too.
and I'm really excited to read it.
Sounds good.
You can find Dread Nation wherever you buy books. Go and check it out and let us know what you think, and let's move on.
Hey, y'all. Today's episode is also brought to you by Talkspace, the online therapy company that lets you message a licensed therapist from anywhere and at any time. With Talkspace, therapy is as easy as sending your therapist a message. There's no commute, no leaving the office, no rushing in for an appointment during your lunch hour, and of course, no judgments. So to match with a perfect therapist for a fraction of the price of traditional therapy, go to Talkspace.com/read and use code READ to get $5 off your first month and show your support for the show. Let them know we sent you, and let's get started.
I'm staying home. I'm going to try and recapture my lost youth. I say you haven't got it. I don't know if I said that right, but I think that's pretty on the nose. I see you haven't got it.
Yeah.
Who always makes fun of bitches for being old?
Right. In my heart, I feel like it's Blanche.
Actually, I take that back because Blanche does do that.
Blanche always acts like she's so much younger than everybody else, and they're always like, bitch, what? You're like 6 months younger than I am.
It's not Blanche.
Okay, so then...
But it's directed to Blanche.
Okay.
So who loves funny? Actually, everybody loves funny on the fact that Blanche is old because she acts like she's not. It's not
This
fair.
could be any of them.
It's Sophia.
Okay. It could be any of them.
In the kitchen. And
Rose could be in one of her moods.
Right, you never know because she does get moody. It's season 6, episode 9.
Okay.
If at last you do succeed, I don't remember the name of the fucking episode, whatever.
Got you.
But here's the trivia question now. In the same episode,
Oh, no.
Stan came to the house and announced to everybody that he got rich randomly by selling a new item.
Yes.
What was it?
Some bullshit toy thing. Oh, God, what was it? Oh, it's some bullshit cheap thing.
Is it?
Yes, it is. Don't do that. I want to Google so bad.
Maybe I'll give you
was
multiple
it?
choice answers.
Yes. Oh, yes. Let's do that.
Okay, so was it A, an air freshener for the car in shape of a woman in a bikini? Was it B, a line of plastic dog poop? Was it C, a baked potato opener? Or was it D, clown shoes?
It's the plastic poop.
It is C, a baked potato opener.
Really?
Called the Zborny. That he sold and made.
I feel like I've never seen this show.
A ton of money.
I feel like I've never seen. I thought it was some dumb. Well, I guess.
No, he always sold, she always made fun of the fact that his job was selling little toys and plastic dog
Damn
food.
it.
But he came up with this Borny and got rich and thought he was the shit and tried to buy their affection and love.
Well, did he write her a $10 million check?
No, he didn't.
To make up for it?
Every time he tried to get her something, she would slam the door in his face. She was not interested. Good for you. You're rich now. Thanks. Get out of my house.
Right.
Sophia was the one taking all of the gifts. She said, Mom, he's trying to buy your love. She said, I'm selling it.
Let him,
what the fuck
nigga.
is your problem?
Did you see Tyler Perry's new movie?
So here's the thing. I was going to watch it.
Okay.
I love Taraji.
Same.
And I love Taraji in roles where she might possibly be killing niggas. Or just doing anything. I loved her playing, the Studley assassin in Smoking Aces that was in love with Alicia Keys. Right. I love her just in roles like that where she's a badass. So I considered going to see it also so I can speak from an honest place when I'm judging Tyler Perry's latest works.
Right.
Then I saw you say that it was horrible, even by Tyler Perry standards on Twitter. And so I decided to save my money and just ask you how it was.
Well, that's where that little $10 million check reference came from, that movie.
Okay, well.
It was wretched. I've seen every Tyler. I think I've seen every Tyler Perry movie. All of the ones that are based on the plays and the ones that aren't. And I've seen the plays too. Like I've been watching Tyler Perry stuff for a long, long time.
Right.
And this is his worst effort.
Really?
Yes. And
really?
You know why? Because he's trying to write from a point of view that he does not know, and he does not bring in anybody else to round it out or make sure that it makes sense.
That makes sense.
So many parts of the movie, if you're paying attention, you're like, what the fuck are you doing, Tyler Perry? Like, it just makes...
See, now I almost want to see it just to see. Because if you saying it is bad. His worst effort...
Because...
After you don't win...
No, fuck that. That movie was great compared to this. Because Tyler Perry knows... Because Tyler Perry has been doing that sort of thing for a very long time. That is his lane. But you trying to include... It's a discussion about mental illness that really is not.
Oh, so that was like a thing.
Yeah, no. When I tell you, Tyler Perry just threw some shit together in a script and was like, "Let's make a movie."
I also read that they shot it in like a week.
Yeah, 8 days. That's what I read online, and I'm like, and it fucking shows. It does in every scene. It's so bad.
I can't wait for that to hit TV because I'm not paying to watch.
Worse as it goes on. The ending is so bad.
Wow.
It is so bad. Taraji is all of a sudden some magic ninja who just apparates onto this boat. I don't even know. We don't know how it happens. We don't know how she gets there because it doesn't matter because Tyler Perry don't give a fuck. I just want Tyler Perry to hire somebody else and stop trying to keep all the money for himself because his work is suffering for it.
I'm almost bitter because I remember being just battered for saying that Tyler Perry's productions were a fool.
They're bad.
Like more times than not. And the girls were just not trying to hear anything that I was saying. And I've always, I always respected that Tyler Perry has given plenty of black actors jobs, black singers jobs.
Yeah.
He's allowed
That's always
people.
The good thing you can say about him is that he pays black people. He does do that.
And he lets lots of people use his sets and productions and all of that. Great. Mm-hmm. I'm going to always tip my hat to a powerful black man who's making money as long as you don't show your motherfucking ass.
Right.
However, that doesn't change the fact that I can criticize the work. Now I feel like because we have so many other black producers and writers and directors that have been making work that is actually really good. Right. More people have like the freedom to be honest about it's not even like, oh my gosh, Tyler Perry sucks at the game of life and shouldn't make movies. Like just make them well.
Just or invite somebody else to the table. Settle whatever issues you have with black women. Work that shit out in therapy because my God.
Let me find the headline.
Most people who usually like or are at least entertained by Tyler Perry movies will feel the desire to draw the line with this one.
I Googled acrimony. It was actually right after I saw your tweet.
Sorry.
And on Google, one of the main headlines is from Refinery 29. And it says, yes. It says, yes, Tyler Perry is still obsessed with unstable black women.
Well, damn.
I was like,
he really, it's just so lazily done, and it doesn't make sense because he's so fucking rich. It's like you don't have to shit a script out in 2 weeks.
Really, really great black writer.
You don't have to get this movie done start to finish in a month. Like you could actually take time and hire other people. Like I don't get that about him, but it was so bad.
I can't wait for it to hit
God, it was
Stars
so bad.
or wherever.
It was. I'm not gonna say too much about it because I know some of y'all are gonna be like, "Oh, spoilers," acting like y'all gonna go see it anyway. But it is just awful.
Well, on the other side of things, black excellence.
Okay, yes.
Okay, so this week's Black Excellence is going to 3 black boys that are actually British. This is something that happened late last year, but apparently people are just finding out about it. I just read this on The Root this past week.
Okay.
But there are these 3 British schoolboys that helped save a man's life that was basically about to attempt suicide.
Oh, wow.
So their names are Devontae Cafferkey, who is 13. Well, they may be a year older by now. Hell, I don't know. Sammy Farah, 14. So they were walking home from school and they spotted this man on a bridge with a rope around his neck.
Oh, wow.
And the two boys went and to grab him and hold him from jumping and like encourage him and tell him they're telling him he's got a family. He's crying. Their other friend, Sean Young, who is 12, meanwhile, was calling for help.
Wow.
A woman named Joanne Stammers heard Sean calling and then came to step in and, grab the man until authorities came, which she said felt like forever. They also said that the man was like passing out as this was happening. So the weight of him, like they really had to like hold on to him. Otherwise he could have died.
Right.
And I think it was Sean's mother that said, she felt like they were supposed to be there in that moment because Sean was telling them hurry up or whatever. And if they had just been messing around a little bit longer, they could have bumped into the man already dead.
Right. Sounds like they came like literally at the last minute.
So
wow.
They saved a life.
I just Googled it. They are so adorable. Look at their little faces.
And they will be receiving a national award from the Royal Humane Society, which is a charity that promotes life-saving intervention. And I hope they also get like a FaceTime from Beyonce or
right. I feel like the Queen needs to invite them to something. Maybe not the wedding, but something.
They should be at the wedding.
To something.
Give them a seat.
They're so cute and brave as fuck. I don't know. Well, honestly, I have no idea what I would have done at that age if I had seen something like that. Probably just pissed. Right.
Like, I don't know either. But
so shout out to those kids, man. Wow. Amazing.
That was a story that warmed my heart. So thanks y'all for linking it to me.
3 little black boys.
The root for bringing it to our attention.
I love kids and their little British accents.
Oh my goodness.
Because I know they're going to drag me.
So I wish I was great at one too, but that's one of my favorite things about the British accent. More is just hearing it come out of children.
Yeah.
Like it's just, anyways. So this week in Hot Tops and The Catcher in the Rye. You get it? Like,
that is so nasty.
And also like Catcher in the Rye.
Yeah, I get it. I'm so mad at you.
So I hope you girls are prepared for the possible return of kitty cats on denim jeans. Because Kimora Lee Simmons said to somebody under their Instagram comment they were thinking about bringing back Baby Fat. Which I don't even know.
I'm conflicted.
How I feel about that.
I'm conflicted because Baby Fat used to be like the jeans for people who weren't built like suburban white mothers.
Mm-hmm.
They like took into account that you had a shape to your body.
Right.
But there are lots of other jeans now that do that, and I just don't know if I need that glistening cat on my ass in 2018.
I would be interested in seeing, a modern, more progressive, non-velour tracksuit.
Yes, something that doesn't remind me of the Juicy era in fashion. Oh, God.
Because, a lot of the stuff that was cute with the air fingers, the rabbit.
Right, yes.
A lot of the things that were cute in Baby Fat when Baby Fat was out, just besides jeans for big butts, just aren't. So they're not going to make that again.
Well, sure they won't. I don't know how to feel about this.
If FUBU can come back and Coochie and Carl Kanai.
Are those brands all doing well?
Oh, I don't know. They're attempted returns. I don't know if the girls are living.
Well, you know what? On the one hand, why not let Kimora come back?
Yeah.
Especially if she's got something that the girls actually want to put on, like House of Darion. It was the same thing with their jeans.
Oof.
House of Darion jeans fit like none other.
Yeah.
Now, you might say what you want about anything else. Say what you want about that. We're just going to leave it alone. But them jeans was everything.
The jeans were like...
They were. So, okay, we'll see. But
House of Darion should come on back, too.
I don't think Beyonce is ever going to do that again.
I don't think she's going to.
Because at one point, House of Darion was selling like housewares and sheets and shit.
Oh my gosh, yes they were.
Yeah,
like bedding.
Yes, all type of shit.
That's true.
And now I'm mad I never got a House of Darion bedding set. You bitches would be sick. Let me get on
Somebody is on eBay selling that shit. for the price of 10
yes,
on the run
$1,000.
tickets. We would like the
And now
VIP
I'm mad
package.
I never got it.
Myself and all 8 of my friends.
All right, Kimora, sure.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not against it. I'm interested in seeing what a new age Baby Phat would look like, and the 2 daughters modeling.
Yeah,
You know, they're lovely.
They are very pretty girls.
Vivica Fox is still talking about 50 Cent.
No,
so she
no.
she is currently promoting her book, and I'm still lost at the fact that it's called Every Day I'm Hustling.
I can't think of anything I want to read less than this. Samantha Irby just re-released Meaty, and I've been reading that. It's everything. I'm not going to go from a real writer to Vivica Fox.
Talking about having sex. What did you say? She said, again, that she learned lessons in life, and one of the lessons from, I guess, 50 Cent is that the devil is fine, and that's how he gets you.
Okay, so maybe Tyler had Vivica in the writer's room because that line was in Acrimony.
Oh, was it?
The devil sure knows how to put together a package. Taraji is narrating for like 68 minutes of the movie because Tyler can't write a script well enough to just let us figure out for our goddamn selves what's going on in the scenes.
Hold on. Did he write? Okay, hold on.
Bad.
Did your pen touch that? I want to know.
I just assumed Tyler Perry did all of it because he always does.
Yeah.
And it's called Tyler Perry's Acrimony. It's not called Acrimony. Christ Jesus, it's so bad.
I cannot wait to see
it. Was so bad. Especially because I had just seen Ready Player One, which was, I thought, so good. And so then to go from that to... Anyway.
Wow. Like you saw him back to back?
No. Like a day or so apart. And so it was like, I was watching it like, maybe if I was a gamer, I would have stronger opinions about this movie. But Steven Spielberg sure do be making the hell out of movies. Like,
special
and
effects.
I was entertained. I love Lena Waithe. And so I was just really enjoying that. And then saw Acrimony and was just like...
And there are these.
And then and it's not black writers, it's not black directors or producers because Ryan and Ava and everybody else is out here putting out great works. It's Tyler. It's just Tyler.
I'm just glad that we're comfortable in saying that now.
Yeah. No, you're right. And you were always right about the quality of his movies, but I was still entertained by them.
Yeah, no, I mean...
Yeah, but
sometimes, okay.
It used to be a lot more dangerous to say that you didn't like Tyler Perry movies.
Sometimes you would just go and get drunk with your friends and laugh about how bad it was.
Honestly, maybe we should do that. And go see it at a black theater so we can experience niggas hollering at the screen the whole time. That's better than the movie. So.
In 2 ways. She said that like her relationship with 50 Cent was the inspiration or what she said was, this is what made me laugh, that she didn't want people to like misunderstand things, and she just felt like people didn't really understand because a lot of stuff happened between them last year. Because the whole
But we don't
What did she say? She ate his butt or fingered him?
Oh yeah, she did. She said 50 Cent like getting his ass ate.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're in the era of ass eating and niggas don't care about that.
She's saying, or she's trying to make it seem like, she wants to like clarify what that relationship was, and she still feels like he was the love of her life and all of this other stuff, and she wants people to know what the truth was and whatever the fuck else. And I'm like, Vivica, like... No. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about your relationship with 50 Cent. When I see Vivica Fox, I don't think about 50 Cent too. Honestly, I forget that she dated him until she mentions it.
Right.
You were a big, big star long before anybody knew who 50 Cent was. Mm-hmm. You remained a star while you were dating, after you were dating. Like, your name is not like synonymous with 50 Cent at all.
And yet you keep trying to make it that way. I don't get that. Like, girl, you got a line of wigs and everything. Why are we still talking about 50 Cent?
You had strippers going on tour and all other things that I really would love clarification for.
It's just so I don't, Vivica, from the bottom of my heart, I don't give a fuck. And who is buying this book? I don't even know who our audience is. I feel like the Ainies don't want to read about you eating ass either. Like, they don't do that.
There are some black book clubs that read these. I know there are. I know some of you girls have some book clubs and y'all read these and Zayn. And then like,
see, I don't know. I don't think we're doing that anymore.
Probably like,
I really don't.
If Keisha Cole ever releases a memoir.
But this is not even like hood rat literature, which I have loved in my day. The Coldest Winter Ever, terrible but amazing book at the same time. I just don't feel like this is that.
I want a Black girl book club to read this book and videotape y'all's discussion.
You know what? Yes, and edit it into a YouTube video or something. For me. Yes, please do, because that would be entertaining as fuck. I'm not buying this, and I'm not reading it. I'm not audiobooking it. I'm not Kindling it. And
I like Vivica. I just don't care about Vivica Fox.
I don't care about, and I do not want to think about you having sex with 50 Cent. I do not want to think about you eating his ass.
I barely cared about it when it was happening. So like,
I don't get her, but all right.
God bless. You know, the girls just need things to do. So Donald Glover's brother said that there was a this is the tweet. There was a Taylor Swift episode in reference to the Deadpool series, the animated show that was going to be on FX that is no longer happening because of irreconcilable differences or whatever the fuck.
Oh, okay. Sure.
I know it's not creative differences, whatever. After that script that Donald leaked that I read, I honestly felt like FX was probably like, I don't know where the fuck you thought he was going with this nigga Deadpool. But we're not doing no black ass nigga Deadpools over here. I thought maybe it was like, maybe like a real thing until I got to the Beyonce line. And then I was like, that just happened like yesterday.
Right.
So.
Right. I'm like, so did you literally just like, or did you maybe just go in and edit it real quick? It seemed, I didn't think it was real or anything, but I also don't know too much about Deadpool is a comic book thing.
Yeah, Deadpool is a Marvel character.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And there's a sequel coming out. Oddly enough, with Zazie Beetz playing Domino. For those of y'all don't know, that's homegirl from Atlanta. Ryan Reynolds plays Deadpool, and almost every Deadpool that I'm aware of is a Caucasian man. Although it rarely he's always in his costume and he's horribly disfigured, so even when you do see his face, it's all fucked up anyway. But he's never I've never seen a black Deadpool. Okay. And if the writing for whatever Donald released was the direction they were going, I can't imagine that he was supposed to be white.
Right. Okay, so got you. Right. That makes sense.
I feel like FX was like, I don't know where you think you're going with this hippity-hoppity ass Deadpool, but we're not doing.
I mean, there's a show about Atlanta. It's black as fuck, and that's nice, but we won't be doing the rest of this.
I mean, that's just my assumption.
Okay.
But his brother tweeted the following. There really was a Taylor Swift episode. It was hilarious, and it definitely was the last straw. Because I don't remember what website reported, but they said that Taylor Swift might be the reason the show's not happening anymore.
Oh.
Behind some episode that they wrote. Which, knowing like the Deadpool brand of humor and the fact that this is supposed to be like an adult animated series, I wouldn't be surprised if it was like.
Right. And knowing how Taylor loves to shut down anybody who even whispers her name. So I would not be surprised if Taylor Swift people were like, not on our watch.
To be honest, I'm surprised that she hasn't walked into the studio in the middle of us taping one day and just take the mic out. I will be taking that. Thank you so much. I will also take your microphone. Thank you so much.
Let me just go ahead and press stop.
I purchased the studio. You no longer work here. Like, I don't know why she's taking so long.
It's just a matter of time before she comes for us.
So I find that to be interesting. But to be honest with you, like, I don't feel like I'm missing anything with this show not happening.
Well, I'm definitely not, because I don't even know what it is. Right.
And it's
y'all would have had to tell me
violent.
To watch it. Oh, no.
What Deadpool is incredibly violent, so I can't imagine that the cartoon would have been too much different. So you probably would not have gotten anything
Deadpool
out of it.
in Infinity War?
Well, Deadpool at the moment is it Sony or is it, I think it's maybe Fox that owns the right to Deadpool.
Oh.
But you remember hearing about that, about Disney acquiring 20th Century Fox and all that shit?
Yes.
So he might end up going in the Disney direction, but as of right now, they're owned by two different people, so I can't imagine that he would be in it.
I don't know. I just assumed everybody who was under Marvel could be in the same Marvel movie.
Not when a whole bunch of different corporations and businesses buy all of the different girls. Like,
who knew? Well, I guess everybody who watches comic books.
Yeah, like the comic book fans.
Right, y'all knew.
Know all that shit, because for the longest time, they've wanted, like, a different X-Men movie or X-Men to be in these movies or whatever, or Spider-Man. Like, they just recently got Spider-Man and put him in, like, the last couple of movies and stuff like that because a whole bunch of different people own the
Parker.
shit. That is correct.
And he's supposed to be black, too. How he grow up in the Bronx with his grandma and ain't black?
Well, Peter Parker is white. Miles Morales is black.
Well,
I think he's Afro-Latino.
Oh, right. So who is Miles Morales, his superhero name or his real name?
That's his real name.
Okay.
But he goes by Spider-Man too.
See, I don't understand why. Never mind. It's fine. I just feel a way about that. Like, how you go put this in this very brown and black environment and they just be like, no, he's literally white. I mean, not saying no white people grew up in the Bronx, but it just seems like...
No, but I mean, the white Spider-Man came first.
But
I mean, like most of the...
I was going to say, haven't all of them been white at first except for Black Panther?
Like, pretty much. There's like a black Green Lantern. He wasn't... Well, there's a bunch of them. There's... I
don't know what that looks like.
Iron Man is black now and female.
Ooh, what? Who's Iron... Never.
I think she
Iron
still
Dyke.
goes by Iron...
Damn, and then I Googled Iron Dyke instead of Iron Man. Let's see. You are so stupid. Iron Man cast.
Iron Dyke. Riri Williams is like the new Iron Man, but comics are weird. It's like 3,000 dimensions and weird shit and whatever the fuck else. I don't even know how we got there.
All right.
But just for fun.
Okay.
You can't know, like, the new Iron Man is Riri Williams. She's got a big fro, I think. She's got lots of hair.
Black.
She's black.
Riri Williams.
And like the smartest girl on earth.
She's right there. Hey now.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
She's pretty fun.
Yeah, I'll watch that.
And Donald Glover was the voice of Miles Morales on the Spider-Man cartoon. And he played Miles Morales' uncle in the last Spider-Man movie. He was in it.
So this girl is like an American Shuri.
Sure.
I mean, it says 15-year-old black genius engineering student.
I think like she made her own Iron Man suit or something similar, and then the real Iron Man.
Yeah, she fucked with one of his suits in her dorm.
Yeah, and Tony Stark was like, "Oh, bitch, you bad as fuck. You want one?" or something like that. I don't know. I haven't read it yet.
Oh, her name is Iron Heart.
Yeah, but I think the comic book is called the.
Sorry, girl, I didn't mean to call you a dyke.
I think the comic book is still called Iron Man.
Okay, well, this is I've reached my limit of knowing things about that.
Like, honestly, to be honest, like, it is confusing. Okay. Like, honestly, unless you like read every comic or you've been doing it since you were like 2, it is confusing. It is very confusing.
I'll just stick to what y'all tell me about comic books.
So Cardi B's album comes out, I guess, if you're listening to this tomorrow. And
Bacardi.
It is called Invasion of Privacy. We discussed that. She just released a new single, Be Careful. And the Barbs wasted no time on referencing a video from another rapper by the name of Partisan Fontaine. I don't know if I said that right and don't care. But I guess at some point he also released a clip of himself in the studio playing the same song, which I would assume is like the reference track for Cardi.
Oh, okay. Sure.
So I guess
this is happening.
This is supposed to be the downfall of Cardi B because, oh my gosh, surprise, she don't write her own music.
I mean, no, I don't. Who really? Never mind. I know Cardi has mentioned before that she said that she writes her own stuff, and so if niggas have. I think when Bodak Yellow popped the way it did, and everybody was like, nah, who wrote that? You didn't write that, da-da. She was like doing different interviews and stuff, being like, I was on the plane talking about these bitches and writing it down, and then it was done or whatever. So I know she's made that argument before, but I don't expect too many people, especially the more popping you get, to be writing all their shit on their own. I know a lot of you hip-hop, like, purists feel that way about it, and that's fine, but I just don't expect Cardi or anybody else to be writing everything by themselves. I just don't. So that's like a non-scandal to me. I just don't care. That song
I don't
is
care
awful.
Either.
That
I
song
also
is just bad.
Don't like the song.
It's bad. The Bartier Cardi video is bad.
Oh, I didn't watch it.
It's not good. I was bored.
Okay. I feel so many ways about this, but I agree with you.
Okay.
I'm just not giving Cardi B no pressure for not writing this song because I never believed that Cardi B wrote her music. If Cardi B does write music for herself, I would assume that it is not the most, like, she doesn't write the majority of it. Like I even said to Alex, the reason I feel that way is because she's more articulate in her music than in her actual ass life. Like, I feel like her, and that sounds terrible.
No, it's true. You be like, when you learn all these words?
Like, she sounds like a completely different person in terms of vocabulary, pronunciation. And
I don't know if that's an act or what. Like, if she's kind of putting on a little bit
I don't see
in
why
her
it
real
would be.
interviews. Kind of like how Sofia Vergara does that extra ass accent when she doesn't really talk like that.
Yeah, because she knows
to appeal to people.
You know, when they sound dumb.
Right. So it's like either you putting on a little bit in your interviews to seem a little bit more, I don't know, I don't want to say basic, but just regular.
I don't know why she would do
Even
that.
though everything about you has always seemed extra regular, it seems like what's really happening is somebody is helping you a little bit with these antonyms and homonyms and pulling out a thesaurus to just help you out a little bit in your music. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with collaborating with other people and pushing yourself.
The thing is, I feel like, again, and I'm going to make this a gender thing.
Okay.
I think that if she were like a dude, this wouldn't even be a conversation because there are so many rappers out right now that use the same exact process when it comes to listening to music. And a lot of their music is worse. And nobody cares.
A lot.
In fact, y'all have niggas out here that are like rapists and pedophiles and like horrible individuals. And they not only have ghostwriters, but they have niggas that are like actually talented that write most of their music that co-sign them. So like Cardi B is not the only person that is using reference tracks or having someone like even your fave has people in there writing hooks and coming up with, you know, punchlines and stuff. Like, to me, it's about how much I believe you write. And it probably won't even change whether or not I purchase your music. It probably wouldn't change whether or not most people purchase the fucking music. Like, who cares? I'm confused as to why so many people are trying to, like, come for Cardi B or take Cardi B down when she could very well take herself out. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I don't even understand. The debut album ain't even out yet. It could come out and genuinely be bad, whether she wrote it or not, and then you could just let her ride out her wave or whatever. Or maybe it'll be good. I just don't see, like, why. I feel like people are constantly on Cardi B's dick.
Man.
And it's for no big reason or whatever. Like,
yeah, I mean,
let her fuck her shit up herself if she's going to.
Right. All of that is true. And for me, what's most important is that I like the music, is that I like the songs. And so if I don't, then I'm just going to turn it off. I'm still going to give this album a listen because it's a long time coming and I'm happy for her that she's getting it out. So I'm going to try it. But based off this rollout and these singles, I don't think I will. And then the rest of these songs, Bodak Yellow is on this. Why? Okay.
I mean, why wouldn't it be?
I mean, but goddamn. How old is Bodak Yellow?
I mean,
shit.
It might as well be. Honestly, that's your best song today.
I will still listen. A lot of y'all just arguing because stan culture. Y'all just want to drag each other for the fun of it. That's all right, girl.
Speaking of stan culture, it's looking bleak for Sanaa Lathan because
she tried it.
They're saying multiple sources have confirmed to Page 6 that it was in fact Miss Sanaa Lathan who decided that she wanted to place both of her goddamn jaws upon Beyonce's face. Now, I guess I wasn't paying close enough attention when I first read this story because I didn't realize that it wasn't like, I thought like Beyonce and Tiffany were off to the side and this actress was there too. And it was like something that she witnessed as she was talking to Beyonce. I didn't realize like it was like a thing, like for the whole party. Cause they're saying like that everybody was like, oh, there bitch, was like, what the fuck is wrong with this bitch? So
because everybody's always staring at Beyonce.
And it was Tiffany that actually said, did she really bite you? And I will go and beat her up. I didn't realize that that's how it played out. So it makes more sense that now they're saying, no, girl, it was you. Because they said it before you tried to come on Twitter and act like it wasn't.
They did.
And then came back and said, like, no, girl, everybody was there. And I also did not realize that Tiffany apparently made some jokes about it, saying it was somebody that was hanging out with or dating French Montana last last year.
What?
Which I did not. I think I remember hearing about Sanaa Lathan
and French Montana, really?
Playing some kind of summertime games or some shit.
No,
but
she's way too fine for that. What the fuck?
You could say that about so many other girls.
Gross.
I'm so tired of you beautiful women dating. But I mean, if
I
you
wish I would go
Beyonce
behind
first,
Khloe Kardashian. I wish I would. I'm disgusted, right? Oh, that's so gross.
Did you see somebody talking about she said in the interview that she hopes that her daughter inherits her big butt or something like that?
What? Bitch, you don't have to hope. She could pay for it just like you did. Fuck you mean? What you mean inherit? What big butt?
I saw that when somebody
that
retweeted.
Family is deluded.
When somebody retweeted it and basically said what you're saying right now.
That's right.
And they were so mad at her.
Well, because it just doesn't make any sense. That child doesn't have to worry about inheriting any physical features.
And why would you care about, why are you even thinking about your child's butt?
Oh my God. It reminds me of when when Tiffany Trump was born. And he was like, we don't know if she's going to have her mom's this part yet. Like gesturing to the titties. Yes. And it's like, why are you talking about your infant daughter's titties?
Even thinking about your child's
breast. Just weird. Ugh.
I don't get it.
The Kardashians just really irk on another level, but no, it's okay. So Sanaa said, if I did it, like OJ. So we probably should have known she did it, because she definitely, in that tweet, she was definitely like, I didn't do it, but if I did do it, this is how I would have did it.
So you already denied it. Like, you said that you did not do it. But what she said was, if I did it, was a love bite.
Right.
Girl, you know that you did it. You should have just said that.
I absolutely did not bite Beyonce. Lie. And then, but if I did do it, then this is what I did. Like, okay, so
basically,
you did do it.
What that tweet was her saying, my publicist told me
I should
deny.
I could never confirm that I did this.
As we have seen the destruction and wrath brought upon people who have offended or disrespected Beyonce. However, I want y'all to know that it was like a soft bite and I didn't mean anything. And I really loved her and I just got so excited. And her skin is just so nice a person. And I just, please forgive me.
You were just overcome by the glory of... But Sanaa Lathan has to have met Beyonce so many times.
Right.
You would think at this point she would just be like, hey, girl. And that would be that, but I guess not.
Maybe not.
I guess not, but we should have known as soon as we saw Love Bite, like, okay, girl, Love Bite.
Right, and that kind of like set something off in the back of my head when I read it, but I guess I didn't want to believe that Sanaa Lathan...
Right, because that doesn't make sense.
Right.
Duh.
You know what? It's probably the white frustration in me. I just assumed that it was a white woman. Because I just feel like how many black women put their mouths on a stranger?
We don't do that.
Period. Much less bite you. Right. A love bite. I can't think of somebody saying that about anybody they weren't sleeping with.
Right.
Not in our community.
I saw a bunch of theories online and people were like, maybe she was just trying to like go for a kiss or something and then Beyonce turned her head away real fast and so it ended up being a bite instead. But the fact that Beyonce went up to Jay-Z like, this bitch just bit me says otherwise. So I think she was probably, what's most likely is she was high on something, probably that white girl. And
the girls do it.
And was just having a great time. She was in a great headspace and saw Beyonce and was just like, what a beautiful butterscotch toffee ass bitch. I would like a bite of that.
I have seen people and skin so lovely that I have wanted to take a bite.
Lupita Nyong'o. Ducky
Perfect examples.
I had a dream, Lupita. I had a house party, and it was full of celebrities that I liked and some I didn't like. Like, for some reason, Charlamagne brought Andrew Schultz, and I was just like, you have to get out of my house. But then Lupita Nyong'o came, and I was just like...
Where?
She was just at my house.
I'm sorry?
Lupita Nyong'o was just at my house for a house party. She was just there.
Wait, hold on.
And then I woke up. I woke up like 30 seconds after that because the dream was getting too good.
I forgot you were talking about a dream.
Really? Really, fool? If you think Lupita was actually at my real Harlem apartment.
I mean, Charlemagne randomly bringing Lupita to your house sounds like something that could happen.
Andrew, which is a lot more likely.
But you said you have to get out of my house, which also is likely.
That's right. Exactly. So it was just
forgot.
It was a weird dream, but I just remember waking up thinking about how beautiful Lupita Nyong'o is and how I just want to be her. And she also has skin that is just like flaw free. And if you saw her in person, you might just want to be like, not to fetishize you, I just would like to taste you. Sorry if that sounds weird.
It's just, it's like living Fenty Beauty.
It's just perfect. So, I mean, I understand the urge, so now I just can't believe you really did it, girl.
I cannot believe you did it in your right mind.
You left your DNA on Beyonce's face. That is insane. Sis, what were you thinking? That cocaine, man, I tell you what, you kids got to learn when to say when.
I don't like to make assumption about y'all and the white girl, but like I just cannot imagine. And they were already saying the bitch is on.
She was on something.
Beyonce told her, nah, she ain't drunk. That bitch is on drugs.
I've seen Sanaa drunk, and that ain't it. Well, and Sanaa will never acknowledge
she's not
this
like
again.
that all the time. She better not. Leave it alone, sis.
Oh, girl. Okay.
I understand lying, girl. Because when this story came back around, I didn't even get hot. I was like, you know what, bitch? I would have lied too. If I was high out of my mind, I would have taken it to the grave.
Right. Imagine you being so high and then fucking up like that and the whole internet finding out.
Like
everybody.
fucking up on that level.
Oh, no. The secondhand embarrassment. I would be waking up out of my sleep thinking about how I'm the bitch who bit Beyonce. I would never rest again.
Like even Carrie Hilson ain't bite her. My God. Shit.
So Sanaa can come back from this. Carrie cannot.
Yeah, no.
So, but it's still just mortifying. Good luck to her in her recovery.
So Black China.
These stories, they're getting worse.
Just could not talk about this. Black China was at Six Flags with children, including one of her own. I don't know if the other one was there, King.
Oh, right.
But she had Dream with her at the amusement park. Apparently, at some point, some 18-year-old girl named Alexis saw the baby Dream, approached her, and she says that she just like touched the baby's hand with her finger or something like that and was talking about how cute the baby was. And I don't know if it was a friend or nanny. It was not China, but somebody who had the baby said, don't touch her or something like that. Right. And apparently went and told her mama, and the China got upset and said something about I'll beat her ass. And I guess when this child heard about that part, she wants... decided to walk up on China and be like, so what's up?
So go ahead and be my ass then. Do that then.
And I guess not too long after that, if you've seen the clips, she was out there swinging around little plastic strollers and...
A mess.
Their child actually did end up fighting somebody. I don't know who she was scrapping with. But I heard that she blames that 18-year-old boy, the rapper boy that they're saying Black China is dating.
Oh, yeah. That's still so nasty.
It is. And it just tells me, like...
I assumed that was his ex-girlfriend or something. And she was just trying to have a teenager conversation with him. And Black China old ass came and got in the mix. That's what I thought happened at first.
That would have been way more funny.
Right, that would have. But, I mean, you're not wrong for being like, don't touch my baby.
No, not at all.
But threatening to fight an 18-year-old over something that could have just ended right at don't touch my baby is ridiculous.
Right.
It did not have to go there. And you are a grown-ass woman with 2 kids. So you should know that. And yet you don't.
I said, like, this is what happens when you date 18-year-olds. You end up in 18-year-old shit.
Okay. Like, you are ending up in some dumbass high school shit right now.
No reason for you to be fighting at Six Flags. None. None. You are grown.
Oh.
And like swinging things around China. I agree. Like that child didn't have no, like, and her saying, oh, well, I just touched her with my finger and it wasn't even that. You dead ass wrong, but I expect you to be because you're 18.
Because you're 18.
Like
18 typically not that bright. And girl, you can't just be touching people's babies.
Period.
Nobody is wrong for telling you not to put your nasty hands on their because kids put their hands and feet and everything else right in their mouth.
Immediately into their mouths.
And we don't know what's on your hands. So just don't touch her.
I bet you if you would have asked that girl after she touched the baby, when's the last time you washed your hands, she would have either said lie. Right. She would have either lied or she would have said, I don't know.
Just now, bitch, you didn't wash your hands in this amusement park.
Right. What a bathroom, man.
Cut the shit.
Shut your ass up.
Ain't no soap in that bitch no ways. Don't do this. You know good and damn well.
Don't be going around.
You didn't have no business touching that baby.
But China
is just
doing anything but trying to diffuse a possible altercation was foolish, especially when you know that you're Black China and you know that you're in public and you know that you're currently going through litigation with this same baby's daddy and their whole family.
You about to be on, so you know you on Snapchat and Instagram and Facebook Live and everything else right now because you are in the middle of a public place acting a fucking fool over something that did not have to escalate.
It didn't.
It's not like she tried to snatch Dream and run away or some shit. It did not take all that. It did not take physical fighting. And yeah, you did it anyway.
That's one of those things where, like, I feel like if you were my age, I would have really raged on you. I wouldn't have fought you over it, but you would have got cussed out.
Well, ain't no 28-year-old woman gonna touch your,
right.
I would like to.
Exactly.
I would like to believe.
Don't underestimate ignorance.
You hoes is out here being ridiculous. But I would like to believe most of us would never just touch a stranger's child like that. I would like to believe. However, even then, if all she did was touch your baby and you're like, whoa, bitch, like, are you crazy for putting your hands on my child?
Right.
Even still, that does not mean that you need to start fighting.
Right. It wouldn't warrant a fight to me, but you would have probably got heat because you're a grown-ass adult.
Right.
And you should know better than to come and put your stranger-ass fingers on anybody's baby.
You really should.
But if it was an 18-year-old, like, that's one of those things that just because you're so young, and I know that you're young and you're dumb, you're not getting anything more than you should know better than to go out touching people's. Like,
don't touch my baby.
Go find somebody to play with.
Where's your mama at?
The end.
I'm assuming you here with a parent or guardian too. You look like you need to be kept. You look like somebody else bought your wristband.
Like, if you're really that mad about what I said and your daddy is here, I can fight him or your boyfriend.
Please go find some. Do you have an adult with you that I can talk to about this?
Well, shit, your boyfriend probably 18 too, so.
I'm not about to sit here and come for no little girl like that. I'm just not going to do that. And I'm sure as a celebrity, it's an extra sense of like, don't touch my baby. Like, I don't know you randos. All that is fine. But China is just really committed to never doing better.
Because I've already read that, you know, the Kardashians are taking this straight to the courthouse.
Of course they are.
And they are also, like, she just lost, like, some deal that she had with a baby stroller line. And all of this foolishness. Like, I really admired Black China when I thought that she was pimping them hoes out.
Right.
And doing,
when
like,
I thought she was going to turn this into...
What would Trina do?
Yes, when I thought she was going to take down the Kardashians, like, you have infiltrated now, you have become pregnant with one of their children, like, now you can do your good work from the inside.
Right. You should have went out and got you the baddest suit-wearing nigga out here.
Too much like
even like a big rapper that could probably beat them all up. Or something like. But you are out here playing a game with Little Bill.
Man. Never mind. I almost had a really gross thought.
With Wayne Head.
So mad at you. China, grow up.
Confused.
Really, the fact that she's still with that child, I don't care if he's 18, he has a baby's face. The fact that she is with that boy.
Thank you.
Holding his hand like king. It's so gross.
Ain't even one of these 18-year-old niggas that out here looking 30. Y'all niggas, I don't know what you're eating.
But I just don't know what an 18, 20, even 23 or 24-year-old person could do for me at this point in my life.
You could look like the adult nigga of my dreams. As soon as I see your ID, and realize that you were born after 2000.
Gross.
None for me, thanks. Like,
China just don't have that line.
Mm-mm.
Well, it's a mess.
I'm not interested.
Shame, right.
Last but not least, Fabulous. So
what a shit show this week has been. My God,
hasn't it?
It's been a lot.
So Fabulous was arrested from an incident that apparently took place on March 7th, where he basically, or reportedly, attacked his child's mother, his kid's mother, because I think they have 2 or 3 kids. Emily B, who some of y'all may remember from the first 2 seasons of Love and Hip Hop. Love and Hip Hop was like good. I'm sorry. I liked it better when it was.
I don't even recall this time, so.
Oh my goodness. Like none of them had like that weird like VH1 reality show money where it's like your hair is shiny but still bad. You know, like
I know exactly what you're talking about. Synthetic.
Like yes.
Yes.
And synthetic. Illusion gowns and all of the it was before any of that. Them niggas were at reunions wearing like Skechers and shit.
I love it.
Anyways. So apparently he got into a domestic dispute with her where, according to alleged court documents, Emily says that he was upset with her or became enraged, is what it says, when he found out via Instagram that she was in Los Angeles the same time that he was, which...
What? Right. I don't get that.
He found out on Instagram that she was in LA and didn't say anything to him, which I didn't think that they were even together. I didn't.
Right. I mean, I don't claim to know anything about them as a couple, but I'm struggling to see what the big deal is about that. Like, niggas, so what?
That has to be one of those vague details that has more behind it. I would really... but it still sounds like nigga.
I'm not right. I'm just, wouldn't be surprised if it's true because men are known to be that dumb. Yes. But it is ridiculous.
It's kind of, yes.
Yeah.
So it says here, according to an affidavit of probable cause while on a flight back from LA, the victim, Emily, told the police that Fabulous said via text he wanted to hit her in the head with a baseball bat and that he would kill her, but he, quote, did not want to go out like that. The victim told police she was scared because of the March 7th incident. The victim was later punched by Jackson, that's Fabulous, 7 times in the face, causing severe damage to her 2 front teeth. And it also says she ended up losing the 2 teeth. And this is according to court documents. So not too long after that, a video came out of, I don't know if it was from the same incident or what, but...
I haven't watched it, so...
It works right alongside the story that was given, which was that she was in the house. I don't know if it's his house or what, but she was in there, I think, with her dad and maybe her brother or something like that, and he was threatening to kill them. That was all stuff that I was reading before the video came out. And in the video, like, Emily and her father, they're in a driveway. Somebody's holding the father back, and I think like maybe Fabulous bodyguard or somebody is like trying to stand between them or something like that. He has something, some people are saying it's a knife, but he has something that looks sharp in his hand. I don't know what it was. But he's like yelling at the both of them, telling the dad that he's got a bullet with his name on it or something like that. And then twice he like, I wouldn't say lunged, but he like approaches Emily very aggressively, and she's like trying to run away from him and is screaming the whole time, and is like, he's saying to her, why the fuck you have him in my house for, or something like that, and she's like,
my father?
My dad, like, your kid's grandpa?
Like what? Is there...
I don't know if there's like beef between the two of them. I wouldn't imagine there is. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Emily's father been like Fabulous, and so like I don't know.
Right, and if somebody had to hold him back, then that don't really shock me either. So,
but it's not looking good, and
to put it mildly,
yeah, to put it quite mildly, I read that he could face like 3 to 5 years in prison if he's convicted for whatever it is that they're charging him for.
I mean, he won't, but he could.
Yeah.
We don't punish men like that for beating women, so...
My nigga, the very first thing that I thought to myself after I read the initial story was Fabulous will be just fine.
Yeah.
And that is so unfortunate. Mm-hmm. And it's, of course, when I look at comments and stuff, which I really don't even know why I still do that shit, but so many of y'all niggas are like... on this whole, we don't know what happened, and we don't know that, and y'all fake woke people always ready to tear a nigga down, and da-da-da-da-da-da. And
you gotta be fake woke for that?
Bitch. The Game left some comment, I think, on the Shade Room talking
I
about
saw that.
social media is tearing this family apart or whatever. Or it could be the nigga punching people in their face.
It could be the nigga punching his family up because you don't start, well, maybe you do, but I find it difficult to believe that Fabulous just started punching this girl the other day and this was the first time some shit like this had ever happened in their years and years of associating with each other. I really doubt that. And people having something to say on Instagram about this bullshit does not mean that they are the ones who are making this family like go through with their other people being like, wow, Fab, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's
Fabulous
not tearing that
knows he's
family
famous.
apart.
Fabulous knew he was outside. Fabulous even said at one point, stop taping me or something to her or whatever. Like, you know what time it is. Even if there was no cameras on, it was inside and it was just you and her. You know people like you.
You know you're not supposed to hit women. You know you're not supposed to punch women. You know that. You know you're not supposed to do that. You put in the text messages, I would kill you, but I don't want to go out like that. Nigga, you know that you're doing something you're not supposed to do. And so I don't understand the urge from other people to try and blame everybody but the nigga who is doing this.
Even if it was just the one time that happened, it's like, first of all, shut up.
Even
but
if
then
it was,
secondly,
that's still bad enough.
Like, you're acting like this video, although he does not, you don't see him hit her in the video, you're acting like this video is not like the clear behavior of an abuser.
Right.
Like it doesn't just like perfectly go alongside the story that came out before the video did. And you also acting like niggas hitting women, especially rappers and athletes and shit, is something like from the Twilight Zone and it fucking never happens. It was just strange to me that so many people were ready to like jump on this whole, oh, y'all don't know what happened and you're so ready to tear a black man down or whatever. And we shouldn't believe it until there's evidence that it happened and all of this stuff. But y'all have no problem believing every other little petty dumbass rumor that comes up on the fucking, y'all still don't believe that Beyonce gave birth to her actual ass baby. That's never an issue. So it's like, I have more on that.
It's so bad. It's so wrong.
I have more on that I feel like I will touch on for my read, but
okay.
As far as Fabulous, like I don't care. I liked some of Fabulous. I acknowledge Fabulous as a talented rapper.
Some of his old stuff with Lil Mo was good.
I like the mixtape he just did with Jadakiss not too long ago and stuff like that, but I won't miss Fabulous if I never hear another rap song from Fabulous ever again. So his career or whatever being ruined from his shitty actions really ain't no skin off my dick.
And probably also not gonna happen.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Y'all
like the possibility of
flourish. Y'all still selling out R. Kelly shows, still going to Chris Brown shows, probably still gonna go to Trey Songz shows once he get whatever shit he did to that girl cleared up. Like, hidden women don't stop no nigga show. So I don't understand why y'all acting like anything is really gonna come from this man. Ray Rice dragged his woman on tape and still nobody cared. So I don't know why y'all act like it's some great big awful thing, like oh no, the internet is going to ruin this man's life and he won't ever be able to work again or function or anything. Like, well, first of all, he deserves he deserves that. He deserves to go to jail for every day of that prison sentence. He deserves that. He deserves to not work again for doing what he did to that woman. But it's probably not gonna happen because we don't value women, and I'm tired of y'all acting like it's something that she could have said or done to deserve that. Niggas like, oh, well, you don't know what she did. Women be pushing buttons, blah, blah, blah. Or her daddy owed him money. And so none of that is justification for knocking out her fucking front teeth.
Right. And furthermore,
you know how hard you got to hit? That's bone. Teeth are bones. Do you know how hard you got to fuck somebody up to do that?
7 times. I just find it very hard to believe that Emily B went to police or whichever authorities, and in court documents she said, not only did this nigga hit me in the face 7 times, but caused me to lose 2 teeth.
Jesus.
Would she not, like, would there not have to be 2 holes in her mouth for somebody to look at? Like, so did she knock them out herself?
So hard.
Did she get her daddy to knock the teeth out and then say that Fabulous did it? Was she coming at him with a chainsaw and tripped? Like, what would
this is upsetting.
I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Or why we're so quick to jump on Fabulous dick and ride into the sunset with it.
I would just love for once for y'all to rally up against the victims instead of the niggas who don't need any additional protection. Why are we protecting people who are terrorizing our women? Why do y'all do that? That's a real question for your asses.
Well, that's it.
All right. Well, what a cheerful note.
We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Hey guys, this week's episode is being sponsored by Amazon Music. Shout out to them. You can go to Amazon Music and play millions of songs, thousands of playlists, and the hottest new releases. You can listen across all your devices, including iOS, Android, Mac, PC, or tablet. You can play music just by using Alexa on the Amazon Music app or devices like Echo and Fire TV for all of you fancy girls, all without ads or interruptions.
Yes, that's absolutely the best part. And y'all know that Kivia and I are always at home. We don't like going anywhere else. And so the Amazon Echo is always nearby. It doesn't matter what kind of mood I'm in. I can just pull up the app on my phone and be like, Alexa, play the 100 greatest 90s R&B songs or whatever. And she already knows what's up. You could just tell her whatever you're in the mood for. Amazon Music has a 100 greatest or anything else for you. There are so many fantastic playlists, and you can pull individual songs from them to your personal playlist too, so you can listen to them later. Even if you don't know what you want to hear, just say, Alexa, play music, and you'll usually get something good, or tell her to play something that she thinks you'll like. The more you listen, the more it learns what you like. And of course, you can listen offline, so when you're stuck on the train, dealing with everything that comes along with the train, you can still enjoy your music. Amazon Music makes listening simple, natural, and fun, and they have a free 30-day trial for new customers, so you can check it out. Just go to amazonmusic.com to sign up today. It renews automatically, and you can cancel anytime. Thanks again, Amazon Music, for your support of the show. Y'all go check them out, give them a try, and let's move on.
Okay, so time for listener letters.
Yes, send your questions to asktheread@gmail.com. A lot of people emailed in for advice for Luann last week, the girl who was like incapable of having sex or didn't want to.
Oh, yeah.
All that. Yeah. Like, I think a combination of didn't want to and didn't feel ready. And lots of people said that she should look into vaginismus.
That sounds like a fun vaginal spray.
No, it definitely is not.
Like a pussy perfume.
Is
there a pussy perfume?
There oughtn't be.
Seems like it's
I'm sure somebody has one. It's spelled vaginismus, and you might want to talk to your gynecologist about that, because apparently it just affects your ability to engage in penetration at all. Okay. So, like, not even just dicks. It could be tampons and anything. Right.
I think I've heard of that being an issue before for some women. Just never knew it had a name.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever... not really ever heard of that, but God bless, because it seems to be fairly common. And so maybe that will help you in, I don't know, getting that cleared up. I still just, it's kind of like double-edged sword, because your pussy is shut down. That's not good. But you staying away from these niggas, and that is good. Yeah. So good luck to you, though. I'm sure if there's an issue, you would like to get that cleared up. Your advice
was pretty great.
I mean...
none of these niggas are really worth your pussy anyway.
What it is.
So when it comes along,
when you find,
there's just no rush.
Right,
you're not missing much.
Right, just go, take your time, go to the gynecologist, get your pussy reupholstered or whatever needs to happen down there. And then if you meet somebody that you want to. Anyway, girl, don't get me. I am Debbie Downer, so don't get me started. Our first real question this week comes from. I'm going to call you Sophia. Sophia said, I recently figured out that my roommate of the past 18 months has been stealing my Adderall prescription for the entire time.
Wow.
It took me a year and a half to realize it was him. I don't take my prescription every day, but instead of having 8 extra pills a month, I was always a week or so short, which means he was stealing 16 days out of the 30-day prescription. I never suspected him because we've been best friends since middle school, and we are 30 now. I trusted him completely. We have a very close friendship. I was the first person he came out to. We went to the same college and moved across the country together after we graduated. We were close. I confronted him about this, and after lying several times, he confessed. I was heartbroken because I've been going nuts for months trying to figure out where my pills were going, and he was gaslighting me the whole time, saying maybe it was my friends or hookups, maintenance texts, etc.
Wow.
That's so fucked up.
So stupid.
I'm mortified that he manipulated me. I decided to move out and asked him to pay me for the pills. I spent $650 a year for that prescription, and if I was going to sell a 30-milligram Adderall on the street, the price is around $20 a pill. That's true. It is.
Yeah, it is.
He made no move to pay me back, so when I left the apartment, I took his projector and his Apple TV as collateral. I told him that I will give them back once he pays me. That was a month ago, and we haven't spoken since. Yesterday, I asked him when I should expect him to give me my money, and he said that he wouldn't because the equipment I took should equal the value of the pills. I'm disgusted because if I were in his position, I would never assume I could name my own price on stolen pills and then barter the money with used electronics. What should I do? Should I let it go and eat the loss? I've lost hundreds of dollars and my best friend because of this. I'm close with his family and considering calling them, but we're grown and should be able to handle this without involving mommy or daddy. His lack of remorse and entitlement to fuck me over have caused me to have major trust issues. What would you do if you were in this situation? Thanks for taking the time. Love you, Sophia.
You know, I didn't really... Okay, you said it's $650 a year that you're spending this. I don't really even know what the whole price is, or whatever it would have been for
I'm about to do some quick math, because she said he was taking 16 pills a month, and they lived together for 18 months.
Because I'm not doing all that.
I have to pull up the calculator, because I can't do it on my own, but...
I just feel like, he obviously does not give a shit about you. If it's like money that you can determine what is a lot and what is not for yourself. That's
288 pills, and $20 a pill is $5,760.
Oh, wow.
At first, I was like, well, damn, girl, just keep the Apple TV. But the Apple TV ain't nowhere near that price.
Apple TV is like $100
right. Maybe. Never mind.
I don't know how much projectors cost, but I don't think
doubt
they
it's
come to
doubt it's $5,500, right.
Well, there's always small claims courts.
I don't think you can do that because you're not supposed to be selling pills on the black market or on the street. So, this is the street price, not the retail price. Damn.
That's true too.
Yeah. This is fucked up because this was like your very best friend and y'all were very close.
Yeah, so what the fuck is this problem?
So it's an even worse betrayal. I mean, I understand liking Adderall. I too enjoy Adderall.
I hate it.
Adderall actually gets me in gear to get things done.
It does the same thing for me, but it also makes my stomach hurt.
Right.
And it makes me feel sick.
And that sucks. But I get the feeling that this person doesn't have ADD or ADHD and is just taking Adderall for the fun of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming as well.
Right.
Which I just can't.
I don't know why you would do that.
Right. Only for a time when it was prescribed to me, my psychiatrist was like, you don't have to take this on like a daily basis or even often if you don't want to, like when you have things that you really, really need to focus on,
right? You
can do it like that. Because I was always like, as soon as she brought up the idea of Adderall to me, I was like, I don't know how I feel about all that. I don't know how I feel about all that. The girls get addicted to things and I just don't want. I don't know how I feel about that. Can we just talk about something else? And she was like, if you have to work and you're finding that you're taking,
right
now I have like 60 Adderall pills in my house that I'm never gonna take.
Well, I mean, and those are your pills and your prescription, so that's your business.
I would not want for somebody to come into my place.
Somebody to just come take them, even if you felt comfortable, like somebody sneaking behind your back, taking your shit, and then being like, "Well, girl, maybe it was that nigga you was fucking, or maybe it was the maintenance man,
that makes it
or maybe the
even
pharmacy
worse.
is shorting you." Like, you know what you're doing, and it just seems like if he was really your friend, why didn't he just come to you and be like, "Look, girl, Adderall gets me through the club, or I have a great time on it. Can I get a couple pills off of you?" Like, why not just come to you from the beginning and be honest and open about it instead of sneaking behind your back and lying to you and taking from you? That's the part that is just like
Adderall is a party drug. Adderall would just make me want to clean the club.
Right, I would stay home like, well, I would go to the club, but I could dust under this couch.
Right, exactly.
I could fold this laundry, take them winter clothes and pack them up.
Oh, especially with me and laundry, I'll go and look for an outfit and then be in there like color coordinating shit.
Right.
And folding. Oh, this needs to be ironed.
Right.
Oh, you know what? I just thought of it like it.
Then I'm going to pull out the ironing board and iron everything. I'm going to arrange all the dresses in my closet by color.
Right.
See, like that, it makes me productive. I guess some of y'all have fun on it or whatever, but I would want my $5,700.
I really would want my money too. I'm not even going to lie to you. I don't know how you could go about getting it since he clearly gives no fucks. I think maybe you could go ahead and inform him that the math amounts out to
the street price.
More. Yes, it amounts to way more, and you would be getting the street price because again, we're assuming that he don't need no motherfucking Adderall. Right. So if he was to get Adderall that way, he would have been paying the street price.
Right.
So bitch, like either run me my money or like fuck you for life.
What a mess.
Pretty much. Like I would cut ties with him altogether.
Yeah, I don't I think I would.
Because he's not going to give him that money.
No, he's not going to give you that money.
No.
But if you are close with his family and you said you are, I would probably say something to them in a y'all need to look out for him because he might have a drug problem kind of thing. Because it sounds like you do. I don't understand how you could steal from your friend for 18 months, feel no remorse about it.
Consistently.
Right. And so he was taking half your fucking prescription.
Right. Like you were taking
month.
Exactly.
That is insane. So I would be
it sounds like you don't know this person anymore.
He has a drug problem and y'all need to watch out for him and your things and lock your pills up when he comes around or whatever. I would do that. But as far as ever getting the money back or getting paid for your pills, that's not gonna happen. I guess start making movies so you can use that projector.
I'll tell him it's 5,700 levels of satisfaction on my chest when I told your mama in there.
Oh, okay.
About you and your bullshit.
Damn, I would be so mad. I would be so mad.
Like, who does that?
Yeah, and really to have lost such a close friend like that
over
is
some
just
dumb shit.
Over some dumb shit like Adderall, girl. Did you consider going to the doctor and asking for some? Because it's not even that hard of a pill to get. I just don't get that. But yeah, I don't know. Good luck to you because it sounds like he has some real shit going on and it might not even be about you right now.
Right.
So, but I would also be really angry. So
because if you've been friends with that motherfucker for what,
since
like
middle
close
school,
to 15 years or something, I'm assuming.
No, God.
And he's never exhibited behavior before of like blatant lies and theft. Like, I would assume that he's in a place in his life right now that he probably making him a stranger to you.
Yeah.
So if you're not getting your 57 and you're not, I would do exactly what Crystal said.
You're not
I would
getting your
keep my fucking distance.
So this question is a little strange, but I'm going to read it anyway.
I mean, this is the read.
Oh, it's true. But this is a little weird even for us. Her name is A.
God.
It's not like smell and taste.
Great. That's all I ask.
And she says, I've been a tattoo artist for 10 years. I've never been married and I have no children. My friend has never been married either. And she has only had one child who was stillborn.
Oh.
Of course, that was very straining for her physically and mentally. I'm trying to be as supportive and helpful as I can because I love and care for her very much. She asked me to do a memorial tattoo on both her and her boyfriend. I did it and only asked for whatever she felt like paying me in return. Fast forward to almost a year later, she's asked me to add to her memorial tattoo. She tells me that it'll be an annual occasion and she'll add to it every year on her child's birthday.
Okay.
I suggested that she not do that and compared it to a prisoner who's tallying their time in a cell. I told her I would not like to participate in the ritual for both my professional artistic opinion and for my personal concern of her depth of depression.
Right.
She is not happy about this and started to tell me how hurt she was and said that if she's denied a way to express her grief, it could lead to awful things like drug abuse, suicide, etc. She told me that if I declined because I didn't approve of the way she was expressing her grief, that this could be a problem for our friendship. This hurt me a lot, but I told her that if our friendship could be threatened by a tattoo, then I was sorry she felt that way. I still do not want to do the tattoo.
Right.
I really don't think it's worth throwing away 20 years of friendship. I respectfully declined to do this, but she can always pay someone else to handle it. Right. I care deeply for her and want her to express her grief in a different way, but I do also know it's not up to me. However, I have the right to refuse. I still feel guilty, even though I've already given her one memorial tattoo. Am I wrong? Losing my best and closest friend at my age would be unbearable. Wow, okay, a theme. Thanks for your help, A.
Well, I agree with you. I mean, there's no way to really, gauge how this ritual would affect her emotions. Maybe it really would be good for her as a way to express her grief. Like, I don't know of anyone who gets who adds to a tattoo yearly or whatever. So I don't really know, but she may not even process this the way that you're thinking that she is.
Right.
It may actually be really healing for her and her boyfriend or whatever. But at the same time, you do have the right for yourself to say that you do not want to do it. And I can understand why she would not then just go and get some other person to do it.
Right.
I'm assuming it's because she doesn't want to pay for the tattoos. And since you you know.
But you already did the base, so how much could adding on to it really be?
But she didn't even say she didn't pay for it. She said, pay me whatever you think.
Whatever you wanted to pay.
So, I mean, I just don't understand why she don't just get somebody else to do it. It seems like she, I guess, is more offended by the fact that you're concerned about how it would affect her or whatever. Mm-hmm. And really, like, I mean, I don't know what I would say to my friend in the same situation besides, like, hey, like, I'm just concerned with you. I want you to be happy and healthy and not, you know, grieving constantly or whatever, or reopening the wound for yourself. But if you want to go and get somebody else to do it, you know, I'll let you live.
Right. That would be your business, but not necessarily... Like, that doesn't mean I have to take on that responsibility, like, for you. I don't have to do that. I understand that, like, having a stillborn must be really traumatic. That sounds really fucked up.
Absolutely.
And just something I never want to know anything about. So I'm not saying that she is necessarily wrong for grieving in this way, but she can't force you to help her grieve in that way. And if she's saying things like, well, if I don't get this tattoo, then I might just do a bunch of drugs or commit suicide or something, that lets me know she's really not. You're right to be concerned because she's not handling her depression and her sadness about it in a healthy way. Like, she's not, it sounds like she's not in therapy, which she probably should be if she can. She and her boyfriend both, to try to get past, you know, something so terrible, or at least work through her feelings about it. But she shouldn't be kind of throwing the possibility of suicide in your face as like a way to guilt you or manipulate you into doing something that she wants you to do. Like, that is not okay either. So,
what if she agreed to add on to it just this year if the friend agreed to go to therapy or speak to someone, assuming she isn't?
I mean, I feel like that, you know, this person knows their friend better than we do, so maybe that works. I just don't, I don't like the idea of somebody being like, I really don't want to be a part of this. Like, I just don't. And then other people being like, well, I want you to do it anyway. And like caving and doing that anyway. Right. It's just like, no, I'm not. But you also don't want to be insensitive because somebody lost their baby. Like, their fucking newborn infant. Like, that's so...
And I agree with what you just said about her bringing up the whole fact of, well, if I don't get this, then all of these horrible things may happen for me and blah, blah, blah. Like, you're right. Like, it basically confirms your fears and stuff like that. So my main concern would not even be the tattoo or the ritual or her getting her own way. It would be making sure that she's at least getting the help that she needs, like, to process it outside of that. That way that if she still does decide to add on to this tattoo every single year, you know that at the end of the day, she's going to be good and it is a healing thing for her. But I think you're right to be concerned, and even more right that you don't need to be tattooing nobody that you don't want to, or giving a tattoo you don't want to.
Yeah, and I don't think it has to mean the end of your friendship either. And if she thinks that you not doing this means you're not her friend anymore, then again, she's really wrapped up in herself and is not giving a damn about what you need or what you're comfortable doing. Like, it's your body, it's your hand, it's your tattoo ink, like, it's your work that would be going into this. And so you have the right to be like, nah, sis, like, I want to see you get better. I want to see you do, you know, things that are healthy for you. I'm sure there are people who, I know a couple of people who have had stillborns, and they definitely do, like, I don't know if they have tattoos that they add to, but I know one girl does have a tattoo, and another one does an Instagram post on the baby's birthday every year, that sort of thing.
Right.
So, I mean, people are going to deal with things in their own way. I don't even necessarily think adding to that tattoo every year is a bad thing in and of itself.
Right.
But anybody who goes through something traumatic like that, my first thought is always going to be qualified, licensed therapists, like, always, because that is just so difficult, and I can't even
especially
fathom.
Because, again, I don't understand if this is your home girl, like, this is your friend for real, why her response wasn't just like, damn, okay, I guess I'll just get somebody else to do it.
Right.
Like, I don't get it.
So good luck to you. That's, you know, a little bit harder to try to navigate because, of course, you don't want to hurt her already very hurt feelings.
Right.
But don't forget that you always have the right to be like, no, girl, I'm just not going to do it.
Right. You got feelings too, sis. Right.
So our last question comes from a lesbian.
Fun.
Let's call her...
Brittany.
Brittany says, I'm 28 years old, and I've been in a relationship for 2 years with an amazing, intelligent, beautiful, strong woman.
I bet you have.
Pussy tastes like water. It's great. I put that in there. She didn't say that.
I was literally about to ask you if it really said that.
No.
Woo!
We have a great thing going. Of course, like all relationships, we sometimes have petty arguments here and there, but overall, we are in a healthy, loving relationship. What I'm struggling with is the fact that she is unsure as to whether she wants children. I know I want kids. I love kids, and I've always had a desire to one day start a family. I've also consistently expressed to her that I do want to have children, especially in the next couple years, and whenever I bring this up, she's kind of brushed it off or made jokes about not being ready. She has said before that she would have kids, but not until she's at least 32. But if I send her a meme or funny video of kids on Instagram and say something like, that's your kid, she'll say things to insinuate that she's never having children. I have told her straight up, not out of my vagina. I told her straight up that I understand that she feels it's too soon because we've only been together for 2 years, and that's understandable. But if she knows in her heart that she's never going to have children or want them, that's something I want to know now before moving forward in this relationship, because it's not something I'm willing to give up. It sucks because she never really gives me a definitive yes or no answer, and I don't want to or intend on ending this relationship because we have something that's too special to let go of. How can I approach this to get a more certain response out of her? And should it be a deal breaker if she decides she doesn't want to have children? Or do you think I should stick around and see if her or my feelings change on the subject? Thanks for the help. Love you, Brittany, aka P.S. She put me onto y'all's show.
Also, she's listening to this.
And right. So y'all probably listen to this right now. She probably looking at you like, nigga.
Well, Brittany, it sounds to me like she does not want to have children. I'm assuming that y'all are laying somewhere comfortable together right now.
Probably.
So maybe you can just ask now for clarification.
Yes or no?
I feel like a lot of people who reach a certain age and still are like teetering on the fence with that are usually leaning in the no range, you know?
Right.
Some of the girls may be like, I'm 40 and I feel like something's missing and it's definitely a baby or whatever, but maybe you ain't trying to wait a decade to see if that's going to happen or not.
Right.
It's a complicated situation to be in because, you know, if you really are not sure how you feel about it, you definitely don't want somebody constantly coming to you all of the time talking about babies and bringing up and, you know, putting pressure on you. But that person is also not going to want to waste, you know, possibly years of their life only to figure out that, you know, you really don't want to have kids and they're dealing with a for real ass deal breaker. You know, I don't know. It maybe is just wiser to get that out of the way early in your dating period and know that you're on the same page rather than, you know, it be something else that's difficult. But this is some shit that happens all of the time.
Right. Unfortunately. And it's just, I feel like this is, you kind of have to tell her, like, look, I know we've been having real cutesy answers about this, and it's just kind of been like kind of swaying in the wind one way or the other, and maybe she doesn't know for sure, but if you feel so strongly about kids, like, you know, in your heart of hearts, you want to have them and you are going to feel incomplete in your life if you are not a parent. And she can't tell you with 100% certainty, like, yes, or she can't even say maybe. Like, if she's still kind of like waffling back and forth with you about it, then I don't think it's something that you should. I don't think necessarily that you should be like, well, fuck my feelings about it. You know, if you don't want to have kids, and I'll just do whatever you want to do and stay with you. Like, I think if you really want children that badly, your ideal partner will also want to have children.
Right. It'll be something that, again, you both are kind of, you know, and a lot of people, I feel like there are more people who know for certain that they want kids or don't than there are people who aren't sure after like a certain age.
Right.
Because she said in the letter that she's like, you know, when I'm 32. I don't know how old the girl is now.
Well, they're 20. Brittany's 28, so I'm assuming the girlfriend is also around 28.
You know how y'all do.
Okay, how rude.
But I mean, I've seen more girls who may be 28 dating someone who's like a fresh 45.
No, it's very true.
Then
because you just never.
Anyways.
Triggered.
But she said also in the letter that she has like basically implied or said in ways, I'm not having kids. You know, I'm not sure or I'm not sure yet. It sounds to me, just by the way you worded this anyway, that she's leaning more towards no. I guess I would ask her, like, are you like honestly not sure, or are you just like you just don't want to say no to me.
Right.
Like,
right. Maybe you just don't want to say no because you think it'll upset me or hurt me or whatever. But maybe you should frame it like I'm leaning in the direction of like proposals and shit with your ass. Like I'm thinking about forever with you. I'm thinking about building a lifetime with you. And I would really want that lifetime to include children. What you think?
right.
Right. And if she's just like, I mean, and she's going to have to put on her big girl panties and maybe take some time and think about it really seriously or whatever. But she needs to be able to give you more of an answer than just kind of going back and forth or maybe making little jokes like, nigga, I ain't having no kids.
Right. And, you know, I mean, I know a lot of people.
Right. A lot of people joke about
exactly
shit like that.
And I know people who like didn't want kids until they had one, but that's usually, you know, an accident. Usually not lesbians' problem. It doesn't have to do with us. Like,
we be having them on purpose,
right?
Every time.
I mean, I don't know, but yeah, y'all have to have like a serious, like I'm for real conversation.
Yeah.
And I like what you said about like, hey, like girl, I'm thinking about like building a life with you, and that life for me ideally would include kids. So, like, is it like a hard, like, no?
Right.
Or are you seriously just unsure? And why?
Or do you just not want to be pregnant? Because we can do it other ways.
I mean,
maybe she just don't want to be pregnant. Pregnancy, it looks like it's kind of 50-50 on whether you're going to love it or be like, that was awful.
I mean, well, if you are the one that is just so determined to have these children and she's on the fence, then you get your pussy pregnant.
Then you do it. Or y'all could adopt. There's a bunch of different options. So, I think y'all just need to have a conversation about it where everybody is prepared to be an adult and say things that they think might hurt the other person. But you cannot lie and bullshit and I don't know. And you're way over that. You'll be so mad if y'all waste the next decade doing that. And then she's like, no, never really wanted kids.
I feel like there are more relationships that end because the people in the relationship are not communicating than relationships end because you communicated and it went rough or whatever.
Right.
Like, I feel like it's more like I'm afraid to say this, or I didn't want to tell you, or I was afraid you would react like this, and that is how shit goes to hell. Right. Versus me being like, I'm ready to have like an honest conversation with you, and it may go left or it may be rough. Right. It's not going to be easy. But anybody that you're spending that much time with, or you have that intimate of a relationship with, like that's just something that you should expect to happen. There are going to be times where y'all got to talk about shit that's rough. Y'all be writing letters in all of the time like, I hate this bitch, or I hate that this bitch did this and got on my motherfucking nerves, but I love them. What do I do? Like, tell them. Like,
you're going to have to say something at some point. And then you, Brittany, have to be open to the answer. Like, you have to accept it. If she is like, I really don't think that kids are in the cards for me, I do not want to parent in any way, then you have to
deal with that.
Take that as it right. This makes me think of my uncle who got married, and he told his girlfriend before they got married, he told her constantly, like, I don't want to have kids. I'm not going to have kids. I'm not going to do it.
Nope.
And she acted like she accepted that, and they got married and everything. And then after like a year or so, she was just like, what's up with the kid thing? And my uncle was like, didn't I tell you? Already, girl, I'm not having kids. And they ended up getting divorced.
That's sad.
And then she got married and had her own kids.
Right, like
you could have just not wasted everybody else's time.
And he told you before y'all got married.
My uncle would tell me the story like, I don't understand.
Yeah, if she does come out and give you like a serious, it's a no. Yeah, you're gonna have to like her. Figure out how you want to, move forward with that. Don't think it's gonna be like, oh, okay, and then you go trick this bitch later and bring it up again. And
she's gonna be like, because I know I already told you.
Or maybe she'll change her mind when we married, or maybe she'll change her mind when we get this house. Or no,
doubt it, honestly. And kids are so much work. They're just such an investment and all that. So good luck having the difficult conversations. I guess that really goes out to pretty much all of y'all in the inbox.
Yeah, every single one of y'all niggas.
Good luck to y'all. Send your questions to asktheread@gmail.com, and we will be back.
Hey guys, this week's episode is being brought to you by Blue Apron. Blue Apron is the leading meal kit delivery service in the U.S. While many people know what Blue Apron does, many don't know about the types of meals you eat when you cook with Blue Apron, like popcorn chicken with sweet chili cabbage slaw and cumin spiced wonton noodles.
Not cumin.
Oh, grow up. With vegetables and peanuts. Blue Apron delivers fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and step-by-step recipes right to your door that can be cooked in under 45 minutes. The menu changes every week based on what's in season and is designed by Blue Apron's in-house culinary team. They offer 12 new recipes each week, and customers can pick 2, 3, or 4 recipes based on what best fits their schedule. They send only non-GMO ingredients and meat with no added hormones in them.
Yes, which is super important. And they just make it so easy. Blue Apron sent me a box, and it was like, you know what? I now do not have to worry about going out to the grocery store and fighting them crowds and dragging this stuff back and getting all that. The work it takes into cooking makes you not want to do it. And so Blue Apron just makes all of that so much easier. They are also treating our listeners to $30 off your first order when you visit blueapron.com/theread. So check out this week's menu and get your $30 off at blueapron.com/theread. Blue Apron is a better way to cook. Check them out, and let's move on.
Today's episode is also being brought to you by Talkspace, the online therapy company that lets you message a licensed therapist from anywhere at any time. All you need is a computer with an internet connection or the Talkspace mobile app. That means you can improve your mental health even if you've had trouble making time for it in the past. Remember, therapy is not just about venting your innermost thoughts or digging into childhood memories. It's also about practical everyday strategies for stress management and living a happier life. So like we tell you all of the time, don't be afraid to go and talk to somebody and get whatever it is off of your chest. You have no idea how much wonder can enter your life.
Truly. Just by talking about the things that are going on in your everyday life.
And there's plenty.
Right.
Having a therapist simply provides you a designated person for you to talk to who is trained to listen and help you make positive changes they want to hear about the drama in your life. Don't be afraid.
These are qualified people who want to give you the tools to manage your life in a healthier way. The Talkspace platform has over 2,000 licensed therapists who are experienced in addressing the life challenges we all face. So to match with a perfect therapist for a fraction of the price of traditional therapy, and I mean a fraction, girl. Go to Talkspace.com/read and use code READ to get $45 off your first month. That's code READ at Talkspace.com/read. It really does help to talk to somebody, y'all. Woo! Good luck in your mental health journey. And now let's wrap up the show.
Okay, so we're back. It's time for the read.
It is.
So I just have. Should I do them both?
Yeah.
Because one of them might be a little. Okay, maybe we'll see what happens. All right. So first of all, Safari was, I guess, recently robbed at gunpoint before he went into an Angie Martinez interview, I think. So when he was on the air or in the interview with Angie, he is like crying, very visibly shaken and emotional behind the whole ordeal. Somebody has a gun to the back of your head, is robbing you for your jewelry, furs, or whatever it is that they took from him.
Yeah, that would fuck me up.
And, past that, he also reminded people that his uncle, who recently was murdered, died in the same situation, being robbed.
Right.
So he was pretty fucked up.
Right.
Needless to say, this didn't stop niggas from nigging. And a lot of y'all were trying to give him pressure for crying about it. I think T.I. left a comment on one of his posts saying something like, "Cold world, get a sweater," which people are trying to say.
What?
Some people are trying to say, like, he was trying to say this type of thing happens, get a gun. That totally solves everything.
All right, yeah, no.
Super helpful.
Everybody knows all you need if a situation is bad is more guns.
That's it.
That's it.
Just
Everything's
a couple
better.
more.
Yep. Everything's better.
And also, T.I. is the perfect person to take advice from.
T.I. never been in legal trouble.
Not once. And so it just really sickened me because, again, y'all, you never want to allow black men, we never want to allow black men the space to be emotional, even when it is more than reasonable. Not only was he in a situation where he literally could have lost his life, he is still grieving a family member that did lose their life in the same way. Like, why shouldn't he be upset? Why is it so strange or so wrong or so weak of him to be honest in the fact that he's fucked up. It just happened. And like now I have to go through all of this emotional baggage that I'm already dealing with the loss of my family member. I just don't understand why you type of niggas have such an issue with criticizing black men when they show human emotion when we're human. But then when it's shit like the Fabulous situation where it's, you know, hyper masculine, violent, destructive behavior, then we should all take a chill pill and just wait for the evidence to come out. The evidence that we know which way it's already going, more than likely.
Right.
And like, I just don't understand how. The thing that frustrated me so much about it was, again, it was like in the Fabulous situation, so many people were saying, y'all don't waste no time to shit on black men and destroy their family and da-da-da-da-da and all this stuff. The fake woke people,
that's what you was talking about, right?
But my nigga, like, you're talking about, y'all lift up niggas that are destructive, like, that destroy their own families, other people's families, that go out in the street, attack, assault women and other men. And, like, there's no problem from black men, like, and some women, when black men show behavior that is violent and that is destructive, even when other black people are the victims of the violence and the destruction. But when you're upset about something or showing emotion about something, even when it makes perfect sense for you to be upset and emotional, then you get criticized and shit on for it.
Right.
And then you want to criticize other people that are opening up their mouths and talking about real ass shit. And you hate when people criticize black men. But you're never, like, what is the last thing that you did to uplift black men in the black community?
Woo.
Not a motherfucking thing.
I will wait.
Nothing. Like, you literally will clap hands and rush to the defense of niggas that ain't shit, that are literally a problem for the black people in their circle around them, that actually destroy their own family and friends and stuff with their fucked up ass way of living and attitude and behavior. But when black men do human things that we actually need to see in our community more, it's like, nah. Like, why do y'all want black men to just be monsters? Like, why? I don't get it. But then you want everybody else to march for you. You want everybody else to kiss your ass. You want everybody else to support y'all and uplift y'all, and you don't do a motherfucking thing for anybody else. It's annoying. It's late. I'm tired of it. And it's just really sickening. Like, the contrast of the two things, I don't know, for me, I guess when I was preparing the show, was just like,
right.
Like,
it's glaring the way we act.
And it's normal. This is just how shit is all of the time. You want niggas to feel nothing, to be completely emotionless unless it's pussy driven. And you want them to, like, it's totally okay and accepted for y'all to be violent, to kill each other, to want to fight over random dumb shit that don't make any fucking sense, to be abusive and destructive to our own women, but let you cry a tear over a family member that died and it's a cold world. I'm so confused, so lost. But what else is new? We talking about niggas. So that's the first one. Secondly,
so you put that on a shirt.
So I went to a party recently at a club, and I think I've talked on the show before about, you know, the gays and their strange attitudes in the club. It's just, I still don't understand why y'all pay. Like, you spending like close to $40 just to get in and get a drink. One. Like, so I don't understand why.
Literally one.
You do that when you're miserable. Like, wouldn't you just want to be at home? I don't get it. Like, why go to a party atmosphere to just scowl and be and just be mean and weird or whatever? Like, with me, it is what it is. I don't care. Like, I guess the reason why I let it go a lot of the time is because I look at it from the perspective of, like, most of the gay parties I go to are gay, Black, Latino parties and stuff like that. So, you know, just being a gay person of color, especially Black, we already, like, our whole existence kind of revolves around being judged and, you know, having to fear what somebody may think of you. So many of us have had, like, you know, violent occurrences in our lives, some from family members, some from friends, people who are supposed to love us and care about us. Like, I know that a lot of y'all have been through some shit, and so many of y'all like mask your darkness by like going out to places and searching for validation from a whole bunch of other niggas that ain't paying your bills and probably gonna shade you regardless of how well you're doing. And I think about those things before I just get irked about y'all having a screw face with me in the club. It is what it is.
Right.
You know, I know who I am, whatever. However, at the same time, I still have training from home. And
it helps.
In whatever atmosphere, I try to be as respectful as I can in each moment with people. And New York reminds me of this constantly. Common sense and common courtesy are not common. There are probably just as many people, if not more people, who did not have anybody say, you know, here's how please and thank you works. You know, hold the door open for a lady. Or, you know, get your ass up off the seat if a pregnant woman is on a train. You know, like
small things.
Small things. Like, so it's, I want to say it's not even your fault. Like, I know that you know better when you get to a certain age because you'll hear about it. Mm-hmm. But like, if you don't have the training and you have seen people around you, family and friends or whatever, literally get by not having no kind of manners, then it's not crazy to expect that you won't either. So I bite the bullet with a lot of stuff in terms of like, whatever. But this past weekend I went out. Again, you know, I like bottle service mostly because I like a reserved seat.
I understand.
And you don't have to go back and forth to the bar.
Right.
The Hennessy is right there. So I was ushered into the, you know, the little section or whatever, and it was like pretty crowded. Queen of Spades was on the 1 of 2, so it deserved because you know she does. And there was like this girl who was already sitting there and like one of her male friends, and they sat me where I was because they were like, there's not much room or whatever here because me and Dustin were obviously late. So like,
of course,
you know, but I was like, you know, it's no pressure. Like I don't need like a roped off section just around my whole body, you know, like just give me a seat that's mine and my alcohol and we good. Mm-hmm. So it was very close to this one girl and her friend or whatever. And the girl was like sitting, you know how like people will sit up on the top of the couch or whatever. Mm-hmm. So she was sitting up there. I was sitting on the bottom. This girl, like, continuously bumped me.
I knew it. I knew as soon as you said where she was sitting.
Now, even in the club, I do two things. I recognize that people are going to bump into you. People are going to step on your shoes. You may even have somebody spill a drink on you. That is just what happens in parties. And a lot of times you got to take it on the chin and grow the fuck up. So that is one thing. I don't really like go OD if somebody bumps me or whatever in the club, unless you like, you know, do it
on
too
purpose,
much.
Right.
The other thing is, even when I bump somebody, I still say my bad.
Yeah.
Because again, home training. So this girl bumped into me probably on like the third time that she bumped me. I started to feel like you have to know now that you're doing this.
Right.
And before we even got in the section, Dustin said to me at some point, like, I don't know, something feels off tonight. I don't like we had already walked in. There was already like attitudes and weird glares, and not necessarily just in our direction, but just in general. You know, very staunch, very, you know how the black gays, I don't know what that sounds like.
You.
But you know how we be doing in a party sometimes.
Maybe these are just fans who didn't know how to act.
No, not at all. It could be a whole party full of people who have never heard of me, Dustin, or anybody. I just feel like that's how a lot of niggas are.
I mean, it could be, but
I mean, like every single person in there has no idea. We could be strangers to every single person. I just feel like that's how the gays are. But yes, this girl was bumping into me like repeatedly. And I just felt an energy from her already that just felt like, you know you're doing this. So on like the third time that she bumped me, I kind of looked up at her, not even with a stank face, but just looked up at her to like, see if she's not like, hey, right. I'm right here. And I looked up at her and I promise you she looked right back down in my face like, hello?
No, yes? She didn't.
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. May I take your order? Is there anything that you need? And I was just like, okay. Did not say a word to her. Eventually, like, the promoter, they came over with the bottle and the promoter was there. And I said, I can't do this. You know, like, I keep getting bumped into, and not only does it keep happening, it's like this person is acting like they're not doing it. I'm not sure if they are a K Michelle fan or if maybe they're just like, I don't know who this bitch is and I'm just going to be rude or what.
They mad you came and sat down.
Like, I don't know what's going on. But I can't. And they're like, there's nowhere else to seat you, and blah, 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 blah. And by that time, the bottle was already out. And you know how much a bottle in the club costs, so I'm not, you know what I mean?
So we're not wasting
I'll just
that.
take my Hennessy home with me if that's the case. But
we're not wasting that.
as I'm saying this, I promise you, she bumped me like 2 more quick times. Like, she stood up on the couch and like moved as if like she was gonna go and like, I don't know, maybe grab her phone from behind the DJ booth or something like that. Mm-hmm. But like bumped me again twice. I got up.
Oh God.
Grabbed my vape. I said, there was like a terrace.
Okay.
I said, I'm going outside. I need a smoke break.
Come on, smoke break.
Grabbed my coat. Fever all the way outside. Dustin came with me, and I just sat out there and I vaped or whatever, and I was like, I just don't even understand why people do that. Like, there's no way that you could have bumped me so many times and didn't realize that you were doing it. In fact, right after you did it one time, I looked at you, and you looked right back at me and didn't say nothing. So, like, now I feel like you're doing this intentionally.
So she wasn't just, like, super drunk and out of it and had no idea what she was doing?
If she was, she's great at acting like she's not.
Okay.
But anyway... Like, you know, the other thing that irks me about those types of situations is like those little microaggressive, weird, nasty things that people do. I feel like in most situations, if you turn around to the person and like say something to them, they're going to act like they had no idea they were doing it or like it wasn't that deep and whatever. Like, so I knew, and on top of that, you're female. I'm not going to argue with you. Like, I'm not going to even start anything where you could possibly say something back to me and I don't like it and we're yelling at each other. Like, I'm not going to argue with a woman in the club about nothing, especially if you're bumping me. You probably don't have no home training or you're being rude on purpose, whatever it is. It's definitely not worth me fighting with you. So I'm going to go and get high.
I would have cussed
come back. You could have done that. You would have been well within your right. But
yeah,
I'm not going to do that.
I get it.
So... I got up, got high, came, and sat back down. I, like, no lie,
oh my God.
A few minutes after I sat back down, she tapped me on my shoulder, and I can't even really remember everything she said. I don't know if she asked me if I was good or whatever, because even when I got up, Dustin said Queen of Spades was like, is he all right or whatever? Because you know, one thing that I am, one thing, maybe my superpower, my energy emanates like miles.
Yeah, it does.
When I'm pissed, I can make Jersey feel
We all know it, yes.
So
no denying it.
I came and sat back down. I don't remember if she asked me if I was okay or not, but the one thing I remember her saying is like, oh, don't you know this person? Yeah, that is my best friend. Yes, I knew, like, we was just saying, like, you looked so familiar. Like, we knew, okay, yeah. And I was just like, okay. I turned right back around and drank my Hennessy.
I knew she was a fan.
It was like...
I believe she knew exactly who you was and was just fucking with you.
Whether she knew who Kid Fury was or knew me from personal... Because the person that she named... It's not like anybody that's affiliated with any of this. So she may have met me in passing somewhere else or whatever. But like, either way, you admit that you recognized me, right? I was sitting here getting bumped by you continuously for 20, 30 strong minutes. No. And none of those bumps, did you think to take the time to be, like, why did it have to be after I was clearly agitated for you to be like, oh, hey, girl, I think I know you. Don't you know my best friend?
That's so,
like,
so
what is
annoying.
wrong? Like, I just don't understand why so many of y'all go out to places like this, especially places where people are supposed to be trying to have a good time, just to be nasty. There was even a nigga who was like, he was standing in front of the VIP section, and that was the only way to get out. And I tapped on him because his back was facing when I was trying to come out, and he had like an attitude about moving. But this particular nigga always has an attitude when I see him, and I don't know why, to be honest with you. None of these niggas who ever give me fever can ever give a reason that makes sense, because I don't do nothing to any of y'all. But anyway, as I was coming back in, he was standing there again, and I was like, excuse me, and he didn't move.
Sir.
It was...
Move.
You're not the security guard.
Move.
So, what?
Just move.
I just pushed him. And just like... You got a dick just like me. So, like...
now I won't be taking this.
On the other hand, I'm not taking none of your guff today, nigga. Move.
Oh, I love that.
You knew that I was going. You saw me when I came out. So one way or the next, I'm going back where I was.
That. Oh.
Like, why even? Why?
That pissed me off so bad.
Why?
I just came out to have a good time, and I'm honestly feeling so attacked.
Like, that's shit you say for, like, the Department of Motor Vehicles or, like, night school or someplace that nobody wants to be. Like,
how you arrive to the club with an attitude?
Who does that?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
I go plenty places with an attitude, but somewhere to have fun is not it.
Right.
If I'm pissed, I'm not going to the club. The club will probably not change the fact that I'm pissed.
It's going to get on my nerves more, actually.
Yes.
It's going because I'm already irritated, and then every little thing that I hate about the club is going to work my nerves. So I'm just not going to do that. But everybody ain't got common basic sense. I still don't understand that.
I just don't know why y'all go out places to be mean or have an attitude or whatever. Like, really, I know I have resting bitch face, and so maybe some of y'all have seen me before and felt like, oh, that's that bitch that always got an attitude. It's not. This is just my face. Like Abby Sidibe. Like,
this is just, yes. This is just what I look like.
This is my face.
And unless I say something to you, there's no reason for you to think I have attitude with you. I don't know you. Kindly remind yourself of that. I do not know you.
But, you know, again, another thing that I had to remind myself of in the party atmosphere, a lot of y'all do drugs I don't. Mm-hmm. A lot of y'all drink shit I've never heard of.
That's
and
true.
Sometimes that also influences your actions.
Yeah.
But, like, just because you're in a party atmosphere or in the club or whatever, yes, it's crowded. Yes, people ain't all in their right mind or whatever, but it doesn't mean that you can just be an asshole and it shouldn't be a thing. And that's why so many of y'all end up fighting in the parking lot and dumb shit because y'all did some stupid, dumb, random thing or bumped somebody and had an attitude about it when you could just have basic fucking courtesy like you should
and
everywhere.
Not do that to people. You could just do that and that would be even better.
But I'm done.
Sorry that happened, friend. That's trash.
It's life.
Speaking of other things that are trash, first of all, fuck Mary Fallon, governor of Oklahoma, for a lot of reasons. But this week in particular for the teacher strike. I don't know if you know. I think Kentucky is also going through this where the state legislature just refuses to give a fuck about teachers and kids and address all the many, many problems that Oklahoma public school teachers are facing. So they just said fuck it and they not going to work. They on strike and they not doing it. Right. My mom is one of those teachers.
Work.
And she is not going to work because y'all got her fucked up. Because Oklahoma is, I think, either 49th or 50th in teacher pay and maybe 47th% in overall education. Like,
damn.
Yeah, they ain't doing shit for them kids. And I know so many teachers and they're like, girl, I have 2 6th grade classes and each of them have 35 kids in them. And I'm like, a room full of 35 musty-ass 11-year-olds, hormones all over the fucking place. Oh, no, Jesus. Oh, no. It's 35. A lie. And y'all over here making every bit of like $36,000 a year to deal with that. Oh, hell no. Hell no. Hell no. So fuck Mary Fallon. I'm not even going to get too deep into that. But for all eternity, fuck Mary Fallon. And give these teachers what the hell they need. Like, how is it? I don't understand. One of the kids wrote a sign that, like, was a parody of Drake lyrics. And, like, we asked Oklahoma for money. And they're like, all we care about is our guns and our oil. We sorry. Or something like that. Right. And it's like, I don't understand how y'all refuse to invest money in your own future. Like, these are your children, Oklahoma. These are your kids and their education. Do you think they don't need one? What the fuck? They already coming from Oklahoma. It's a strike against them. Like, I am a product of Oklahoma public schools. Shout out to Booker T. I know we hashtag different, but still, it's an Oklahoma public school.
Right.
And I care very deeply about teachers and students. And so this is just insane. And the little $6,000 or whatever they're trying to throw at them is not enough. Put money back into these kids. Y'all got it for every other piece of bullshit you want.
Every piece.
So that was just one thing that I wanted to mention really quickly. Also, Black people, I don't know why we act like we are going to the movies by ourselves. We are not at the movie theater by ourselves. And yet Black people seem to really not give a fuck at all about other people's movie-going experience. And I don't know why I don't ever really experience this in theaters with anybody else. But niggas will see, first of all, y'all bring toddlers, babies to R-rated movies.
Strange.
Acrimony.
Just strange.
Why y'all brought their kids to Acrimony? I do not know.
Oh my gosh.
You do that, AMC plays a whole little video before the movie starts about turn off your phones or put them on silent or do not disturb. Y'all do not do that. Y'all never do that. It's like the commercial's right there, and yet somebody's phone will ring over and over and over in the movie theater, and more than one person. It's like, even after the first person's phone rang, the rest of y'all didn't double check your phones.
Right.
No,
that
you didn't.
First person is supposed to be the one like, oh shit, did I turn my shit off?
Y'all talk back to the movies, which is the least annoying thing.
Yeah, that's sometimes.
Out of all.
It's usually
sometimes,
fun.
Right, but then sometimes you get a few laughs and you take it too far. You decide it's your stand-up moment.
Right.
And so you want to do a whole routine in the movie theater.
My
and it's
God,
like, can you shut up, bitch?
Facts.
Shut up. We did not come to see you perform. We came to see Taraji perform. And then your kids get mad because it's stabbing and shit going on in the movie. They not supposed to be here for that, so they start crying and you refuse to take their little asses out. You will not miss none of the movie. So then the rest of us have to deal with these kids. You done brought a crop of kids to the movie and the rest of us have to sit through that.
Oh, they be screaming like them little kids when that Easter bunny came in.
Oh my God, yes. Yo, that child had that little boy had a meltdown.
Oh my God.
Y'all's kids be acting just like that in the movie theater, and y'all be sitting there acting like can't nobody hear it.
Not happening. Oh my God.
Up and take your baby. I know you're gonna miss some of the movie. That is the risk by taking a child to the movie.
Yes.
When we went to go see A Wrinkle in Time and Noah came, Noah is 4 or 5 years old. She's a small person. She's behaved, but she's a 4-year-old behaved.
Yes.
And so there's limits to what she can do. And over I had to tell her, sit your ass back in the seat. Do not kick that lady's chair. I had to apologize to the lady in front of her like 3 times. I'm so sorry. She's a child and she's not. I'm sorry. And when she leaned over and said, I have to go to the bathroom, guess I had to get my ass up and go take her and miss part of the movie. Yes, I do miss part of the movie to tend to this child. You need to tend to your kids and take them the fuck out when they are disrupting everybody else's experience. But y'all just don't give a fuck about that. And I don't know why we do that. I don't know why we do that. Everybody paid to go to the movie. So how come everybody can't just sit here and enjoy it? Black people, why do we have to be like this?
I don't get it,
just
my nigga.
Please consider like small things. It's not asking too much for y'all to put your fucking phones on silent or at least vibrate.
Like, do you know that most movies are in theaters for like a strong 2-3 months before they go anywhere? Like, you can't find somebody to watch the baby in that amount of time ever. You have to go opening weekends even when you don't have a sitter.
You don't have to go opening weekend. You do not have to bring all them kids with you. And you do not have to sit there and let your phone, the man who's sitting right in front of me, his phone was the 3rd one to ring. And when it started, I wanted to say, are you fucking kidding?
Right.
And then he had it deep in his messenger bag somewhere and couldn't find it till it already went to voicemail. So the rest of us had to sit through the ringtone.
You should have just creeped up right close to the back of his neck and been like, you must be out your motherfucker.
Black people, I love us for real, but I don't know why we do this.
Yes,
and I just wish we would do so much better. But my real read this week goes out to this asshole named Sean Brandon Cole and his girlfriend Khadijah Moore. They live in Huntsville, Alabama. And they have each been convicted of rape, sodomy, and the sexual abuse of a child under 12.
Jesus.
They are facing life in prison, and they are facing life in prison because Sean's son, who was 11 years old at the time, came to visit him over Thanksgiving. He is autistic. And apparently, at some point, his daddy saw him in a position that he thought was compromising with another little boy. Now, this could have been anything. It could have been anything. There's no specifics here, but these kids were not having sex or engaging in anything sexual. It was just something that the daddy saw, and he didn't think it looked right. And so what he did was ask his girlfriend to rape this child in order to straighten him out. And she actually did it. So this girl, the girl whose name I just said, Khadijah Moore, she's not this child's mother. She's the daddy's girlfriend. And so after he saw this child in whatever position he saw him in, he got very angry and told the girl to perform sex acts on his own little son. And force herself to have sexual intercourse with him, also known as rape. I don't even want to know what I don't want to know the details of what happened here, but his defense was that he was worried that his son was gay or might become gay.
And he said this.
And this was his justification for why he did it. So the little boy is visiting Alabama for Thanksgiving a couple years ago, and his daddy does now, and he is also like, this is bad enough regardless, but the little boy is also autistic. And so the part of this that broke my heart, in addition to everything else, is that the child apparently blames himself for it and thinks he did something wrong and was like, I don't understand why my dad is doing this to me. And he told me not to tell anybody, but I told y'all anyway. And he feels like he's the bad guy and that he did something to cause his daddy to tell that woman to do that to him.
My God.
So I am really thrilled that the both of these absolutely insane people have been convicted and are facing life in prison. Y'all deserve.
Oh my God, his poor mama. I cannot even believe.
So he went back home and started saying things about sex and all this. And his mama was like, what in the fuck is all this coming from? And so then he tells his mama what happened, and she drove to Alabama.
Hello?
I know and I know it must have took everything in her not to beat them motherfuckers' faces in. I know. She probably just wanted to get a bat and start swinging. Whichever one of you bitches she hit first, it don't even really matter. Because both of y'all complicit in wrongs.
Hopefully she can get both skulls in one swing.
Insane.
Disgusting.
That you are so afraid of homosexuality, that you are so that like the hatred that you have for gay people is so deep in your heart that you thought maybe your 11-year-old child was gay and you thought a reasonable thing to do was ask your girlfriend to rape him. And then she actually did it. I can't get my mind around that either. She was 21 years old when it happened, which is not, like we said before, people make dumbass decisions in their early 20s, but an 11-year-old boy, girl, what the fuck was you thinking? Like, that's not something that we can excuse away as, oh, well, you were just young and didn't know no better.
Absolutely
no, sis. Hell fucking no, girl. That is a little boy. I don't give a fuck what you felt for his daddy. As soon as he asked you to do anything sexual to his child, you should have left that house and called the fucking police.
Thank you. I was just about to say.
I can't fathom.
I would have told that nigga, hold please.
Oh, hang on just a second. I'm going to be right back. And drive my ass the fuck away.
On the phone with them peeps.
Or I would have called his mama, got the baby's mama number out of his phone and been like, girl, listen, you might want to come to Alabama.
Let me tell you what just happened with my ex.
You might want to come to Alabama and pick your child up because his daddy is on some real bullshit. I just really can't believe you niggas.
Fucking disgusting.
Y'all are so dedicated to being homophobic and terrible that you would actually risk your child's like mental health and safety and sense of like, my parents are here to protect me and love me. Like, you would really warp that to do something that you think is going to guarantee that he won't be gay. Well, there's no logic behind that because that doesn't make any goddamn sense. It defies all logic for you to have said this and then for you, young lady, to have turned around and actually done it to a little boy. So, yeah, once again, it's just
the jailhouse.
Sean Cole, sir, you didn't deserve to have this child. You didn't deserve to be a father. Yeah, I'm going to just leave it right there. You didn't deserve to be a father. And I know that this lady must be just so upset that a man that she, like, this is your child's father. You would think that with anybody,
like, he's safe there.
Like,
right.
With his own damn daddy.
Like, who, like, exactly.
And yet you saw something that made you think he might be gay and you decided to do something criminal and terrible to your baby at the exact same time. I just don't.
And what's worse is, it don't even make no money. What you're talking about don't even make no sense.
It don't make no sense.
It would have been horrible if it could have worked. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but that doesn't, right.
But that's not even how any of that works. And we have said that for years. Lord like, God. But y'all...
Apparently, he has a long history of domestic violence and things of that nature. So, right. So surprised. But I just... Please, if you know people in your life who are homophobic, and I'm going to just go ahead and say homophobic in that way that you know they a little bit out of their mind. Like, a lot of us know people who are casually homophobic but would leave it right there. But if you know somebody who every time, like if they scrolling past TV and RuPaul's Drag Race is on, they go into a fit and start like just foaming at the mouth.
This what's wrong with black men and dudes.
So y'all just got a bunch of niggas in dresses on TV and y'all don't expect the kids to be gay.
This is why the white men don't take black men seriously.
Meanwhile, niggas is fucking girls and having babies and kissing and everything else on every other show on VH1 and every other channel for that matter. But as soon as y'all see some people who don't conform to what you think gender should look like or sexuality should look like, suddenly it's a problem for the kids. Okay. You know what's a real problem for your kids? Asking your girlfriend to sexually, I don't know, fuck them up. This is so beyond what any rational person would do if they thought that their child was gay. It's just beyond it.
I thought the whole, like, Target thing was bad enough. You know, like, when they were trying to change
the
name, like, take out girls' toys, boy toys, or whatever like that.
And like, people were so pissed.
Or somebody else who didn't want their child to watch something or get something purple or whatever because they was like, that stuff is dumb enough and ignorant enough and frustrates the fuck out of me. But this is so past disgusting.
Right.
Like, I honestly hope that the both of them have the worst, like, rest of their lives in prison.
God.
I hope every day is a waking nightmare.
I'm picturing myself being on the Alabama parole board and either one of y'all case come up and I get the opportunity to, like, go over, review the facts of this case, and I find out that you simple motherfuckers thought that it was a good idea to do this to a 11-year-old child. You really thought that? You're his own father. You're his
11 child.
Father. How were you as a 21-year-old woman looking at this 11-year-old like, no, I'm sorry. I can't do that. No. A lot of y'all don't deserve kids. You just don't. You don't deserve kids. And I hope that this little boy is getting the help that he needs and support from family and friends and therapy and all that. And he's able to work through the trauma that his own damn father put in him. It's shame on you niggas. It's just disgusting.
Which would have already been difficult to get through if he weren't already autistic. Like, I don't even know what that...
And he blames himself. He just turned 13, and the news story is like, still, he can't understand why his dad told that lady to do that to him, and why dad said, what just, ugh.
God bless him.
I'm done. Y'all are awful.
Wow.
To wrap it up in a nice little box, y'all are actually terrible people, and y'all need to do the fuck better.
You should be at a point today where you just don't even get shocked at how many people are just, like, openly terrible. All, like, every day is a reminder in one way or the next. But, like, shit like this, like, Republicans being terrible, yeah. Us having a ridiculous president, it's happened. I don't know about
it's
this.
Happening.
You know, but like, things like this where it's just like, my God. Like,
I know people are homophobic, but who does this?
Who does that?
Who does that? I've never known anybody in my life to be so homophobic that they thought their child may have been gay and then decided to do something nasty and perverted and disgusting like that. What the niggas I know do is call up the church and start a 24-hour prayer line for your ass, where where every hour somebody else is taking over, and it's like a nonstop just daisy chain of prayers that will save your soul or whatever, which is bad, which is damaging in its own way, but not rape. I don't understand how you orchestrate the rape of your child. And I know y'all like to act like it's different with boys and girls. It's not. At that age, there is no...
I hate that too.
I hate that y'all act like little boys being preyed on by older women is just like, well, you know, if I was in 7th grade, I wouldn't care. You know, teacher is fine. This like, can you please not? That's still a grown-ass woman. That's still an adult and a child situation, period. I don't care about the gender of people involved. So, y'all are awful, and that's all I got. Just truly terrible people.
I wish them the worst.
Yeah. I hope you have a lot of time to think about it every day of your black-ass life in prison, thinking about how fucking stupid and dedicated to your hatefulness you had to be to do some shit like that. And that's it. I'm done.
And you're probably going to meet a couple of people who you going to hate where they're sending you, but they're going to love you.
Gross. I hope you have to look at homosexuality right in the eye every day. I hope you have to stare at it every day and know it ain't nothing you can do about it. God damn.
Stupid.
Niggas. Cause
Ew.
Right. So that wraps up this week's episode of The Read. Check us out on social at This Is The Read and our website, thisistheread.com.
So, announcements.
Yeah, we have some news this week.
First of all, we will be in Boston this coming Saturday. So shout out to y'all. We'll see you there. Don't forget that we're having a pop-up shop hosted by Asante where you can go get merch that day. All the information is on the Instagram. Also, so I don't surprise. I don't know. Whatever.
Is that surprise music?
I don't know, I guess. We're having a pop-up show here in New York City on 420.
Of course, because of course we are.
Right. Why not? Well, you got to celebrate its holiday. So 8 p.m. at Sony Hall. You can come and, be messy and fun with us. If you're in New York or the surrounding areas or just want to come out, it's up to you. Tickets will be on sale Friday at 10 a.m. on thereadlive.com. Again, that is Friday. Friday is not Thursday. So
don't do this.
If you wonder why you cannot get tickets, check the day.
That's right. That's probably it.
There'll also, I don't know if there will be a pop-up shop. I'm assuming there was. Alex loves a pop-up shop. But, yeah. So, if you want to come out and have some fun with us while we are clearly high, what else would we be doing?
We're just going to have a good time with y'all on 420 and do something fun and different. So, yeah. Come through to the pop-up show. Again, thereadlive.com this Friday, 10 a.m. That will be on 420, obviously, 8 p.m. Sony Hall. So, do you have any other news this week?
Yes, actually. Dustin's birthday is coming up.
Oh, yes, it is. I saw the flyer.
Yeah, don't you love it?
I do. I didn't realize it was this is like an experience. This is going to be like a club experience.
I guess.
Yeah. What you mean you guess your name? Oh, never mind.
I don't know what a club experience is supposed to. It's going to be us getting fucked up and having a ball and celebrating Dustin Ross.
Of course. Like we love to do.
Is that an experience? Or is it a movie
it usually
like the
is.
kids call it?
Oh, God. I'm too old.
But yeah, we're having a party at Hudson Terrace. I'm working with Frank Watson Events. It is on Sunday, April 8th from 4 to 9. It's free before 6.
Frank Watson Events.
And our lovely Queen of Spades will be the DJ there, so I can guarantee that the music will be lovely. And yeah, it's going to be a fun time. Who would you want to party with more than Dustin?
Oh God, and he is going to be in the zone.
I just can't wait to see what he's going to wear.
Yeah, he's going to be very much...
I don't know if we're going to get
whatever it is, the chest is going to be out.
Or if we're going to get,
the chest
formal wear. I don't know what he's going to do. You never know.
Yeah, we're going to see. So,
but if you want to come out and, party with Dustin, possibly shoot your shot, come out to Hudson Terrace.
Now.
I mean, why not? Maybe you'll land. I don't know.
I mean, you never know.
I'll be in a birthday mood.
Especially if you know you look good. Come on out and just see what could happen.
Or bring your friend that look good or whatever.
Everybody can have fun. So, yeah.
So,
birthday, Dustin.
Come out to Hudson Terrace. By now, I'm sure you'll see some flyers somewhere with all of the information if you need that. But come out, it'll be a wang dang doodle.
All right. Anything else this week? Do we have an acronym?
Oh. FTF. Yeah.
Fuck Trump forever?
It was Fix That Face, but I like that too. So let's just switch it to that.
Don't come to Dustin's party on Sunday with an attitude, stone face, looking mad and stank. And do not do that. We are coming for a good time.
I mean, just...
Yes.
You don't do it anyway. It's fine, whatever.
All right, people. We will see you next week.